welcome to the Farmers Union Insurance pregame show. I'm Presley Davis alongside Ken Oda, and we're getting you ready for some Friday night hockey here in St. Cloud. This is going to be the last road game for the Tauros for quite a bit, so I know we're super excited to get this one kind of started and be back home next week for the pretty much the month of November.
Even the road game at the start of December is in Watford City, so we don't really get on the bus for a long trip again until right before Christmas break.
Yes, so the Tauros will be playing St. Cloud tonight and tomorrow, and then next weekend as well. But before we get to tonight's game, let's take a look at some highlights from last Saturday's game.
Yeah, Easton Edwards opened the scoring for Aberdeen in the first period. Then in the second, the Wings started to pull away. Matthew Martin scored to make it 2-0. And then Jonathan Doucette pushed it to 3-0 Aberdeen. Tauros looked like they might fight back as we got a Mario Fate goal late in the period. That cut it to 2. Fate just turned on the speed and was able to wire a shot past Braun, but the third period, that belonged to the Wings as well. Matthew Martin got his second of the night, and then former Toro draft pick Caden Lee would tack one on as well. There's the Martin goal, and then we'll see the goal for Lee into the empty net.
Yeah, and that game Saturday night was completely opposite of the game Friday night. Both teams showed more discipline on Saturday compared to Friday. Aberdeen had 12 penalty minutes, while the Tauros had 14, and I know that was a drastic number change from Friday night.
For sure, and part of that I think had to do with just because of the penalties and suspensions that came out of the night before, plus both teams being a little banged up. The Tauros played most of that game with 8 healthy forwards, so the inability to push back in the third period was at least part due to the fact that the guys who were playing were just exhausted.
Yes, definitely agreed. Well, now let's turn our attention back to tonight's game with a look at our updated Noodles numbers brought to you by Noodles & Co. of Minot. So this was the first time that these two teams are meeting this year. So Tauros goals per game, 2.77, while St. Cloud has 3.23. Goals against game for the Tauros is 4.08, while St. Cloud is sitting at 3.61. And in that power play, just 2% difference. Tauros at 25.4%, while St. Cloud is at 27 and 66%.
And those numbers especially point out that discipline will be a huge factor this weekend. Both teams' power play is very strong. Both teams' penalty kills not very strong, so discipline will be a key factor for sure.
Yes, definitely agree there. And like you said, penalty kills only a 1% difference, or just over 1% difference. So definitely going to be really interesting to see how disciplined both teams are throughout the next 4 games. Well, let's turn our attention to the Minot Minotauros Booster Club players to watch. Today I have selected Brady Zuchek. He has 10 points so far this season, and he's just a team player. He's creating opportunities not only for himself, but the guys he's on the ice with. And he's just someone that you constantly see being involved, whether he's on the bench or whenever he's out there with his line. You just see that chemistry really building there.
For sure, Brady's been probably the Tauros' most consistent forward. My choice for my Minotauros Booster Club player to watch is a guy I think the Tauros are expecting that consistency from, and they're happy to get back in the lineup tonight. Braden Jacobs, 3 goals in the 3 games before he got hurt in the first weekend coming out of the showcase in Watertown. So looking for him to take a step back in the lineup tonight and get going. I think he's a guy the Tauros coaching staff for sure expected to be able to count on. Obviously injury, not his fault, so hopefully now that he's back in the lineup, he can help bring some more scoring to the offense.
Yeah, I definitely agree. Super excited to see him back on the ice. I know the guys have definitely missed his presence, so hopefully you will see that tonight and how big of a difference that'll make for them. Well, that will bring us to our home key group, keys to the game. Ken, what are your keys to tonight's game?
Well, the first one, it wouldn't be a St. Cloud game if I didn't bring this up. It's get low. Fans who haven't watched a game here in the MAC before, this building, it's short glass. When I'm walking along the sidewall, the glass is barely above my head, and I'm not very tall. The end zones have a little bit taller glass, but the tall glass in the end zones here is shorter than the short glass at the Pepsi rink. Not just the glass, but also the ceiling is very low here. We'll see a ton of stoppages. Where that comes into play is for the Tauros defenseman trying to get out of the zone. You can't plan to just chip it off the glass. It ends up going up and out of play, and you're stuck in your zone. It's treated like an icing. You can't change. Same thing when you try and flip it out in the air to try and just float one out to neutral zone. If If it catches the rafters, you're pinned back in your zone, taking the zone face-off. So the forwards need to come low into the zone, help support the defensemen. You need clean breakouts. My second home key group key to the game is to create energy. Over 2,000 people in the building last Saturday for trunk or treat night in the Mesa. Tauros players were talking about how much energy they got from the fans last weekend, taking on Aberdeen and getting that split against the first place Wings. It's going to be the exact opposite here. Looking around, I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Like, I see less than 20 people sitting in the stands here as we near puck drop. It's going to be hard to generate energy based off the crowd. It's going to have to come from within. And my third home key group key to the game is discipline. The Tauros have been shorthanded a division worst 52 times this season. Talked about it already. Between the power play numbers and the penalty kill numbers for these teams, it's going to be important to stay out of the box. Tauros need to break that trend of being in the box 4 times a game here early in the season.
Yes, I definitely agree. And going back to that create energy key, you know, they kind of have a little bit of an advantage where St. Cloud won't be able to create that home team energy either. So hopefully the Tauros are able to take advantage of that and kind of even the playing field there.
A little bit, though. Talking to guys on past Toro teams, they say it's usually so empty in here, it almost feels like you're coming out for a practice.
Right.
Whereas the Norsemen are used to the lack of environment in this building. They're used to coming out, you know, same thing with the Mallards. You're used to coming out, there not being a lot of fans in the building. So for the Tauros, who are used to playing in Minot or Aberdeen or Watertown so far this year, where there's been a lot of fans in the building, coming here, it's going to feel like a practice, but you can't approach it like a practice. You've got to come out harder, and hopefully the Tauros are able to do that.
Definitely agree. Minotaurus fans, it is time to take out your phones and pull up the Tauros mobile app for your chance to win during tonight's game. The first game we have is the 4 Bears Sportsbook over-unders. Our first over-under is going to be total Tauros goals. That is set at 3.5. You know, I'm going to take the over. I think that loss to Aberdeen on Saturday was definitely one that the guys felt what it was like to win on that Friday night and just really want to create that energy again and also just get back to that feeling of winning.
Yeah, I think the Tauros getting Jacquem's back, getting healthier in general, and also you look at the penalty kill number for the Norsemen. If the Tauros can use their speed and earn power play chances, I have a feeling they'll be able to bury them. That's where a lot of the Tauros offenses come from. Almost half their goals have come on the power play. If you're going to give the Tauros power play chances, you're going to give up power play goals. Second one is Tauros shots on goal. Set the number at 27.5. I'm going to take the over here as well.
I'm also going to take the over on that one. You know, shots on goal for the Tauros, there's been games where they go out and they're competing with the team, but then you also have somewhere, where were we? In Austin, I believe,
yeah,
where they just were outshot by so much. And so hopefully you have that team with Tauros that's ready to compete and ready to get those shots on goal in. And then finally, total stoppage due to low ceiling. That is set at 3.5.
That is a unique to this building over-under. I'm going to take the over. This is the first time the Tauros have played in this building. I think there will be an adjustment period. I think we'll see at least 4 pucks end up in the rafters here tonight. So I'm going over for that.
I'm going over for that one. I'm just looking around right now. I'm like, yeah, I'm barely 5'1", 5'2" on a good day, and this is pretty much my level.
Yeah.
Like, this is a Presley-sized rink, so I kind of love it.
Yeah. That'll bring us, I'm going over as well. That'll bring us to McDonald's Tauros trivia. The Tauros recently broke the franchise record for saves in the game. It was 59. It had been set against this organization here in St. Cloud. The question is, who is the Tauros goaltender that had that record get broken? Was it Nick Grabko, Merrick Madsen, Lucas Murray, or Tim Shaughnessy? Any guesses, press?
I'm going to say D, Tim Shaughnessy.
All right. Well, fans, you can get your guess in as well in the Tauros Hockey mobile app in that interactive tab, a chance to win a free lunch from our friends at Dakota Drive McDonald's.
All right, Ken, are there any final thoughts before we drop the puck on tonight's game?
Yeah, I think this might be the first weekend for the Tauros that things will ease up a little bit in the schedule. Not to pick on the Norsemen, but they're only a little bit ahead of the Tauros in the standings. They're in the slot right above. The Tauros had a very difficult draw coming into the season. You look at the teams in the division, North Iowa, Aberdeen, Austin, they're all teams that had double-digit returning players from last year. That means they were already comfortable in their systems. They weren't adjusting to the junior game in general. add in the fact that the Tauros played most of those games until last weekend on the road, it was a very difficult schedule to start. Yes, we're on the road again this weekend. Yes, St. Cloud has 7 or 8 returners, but now the Tauros, 13 games in, they're starting to learn their systems. We saw the Tauros have the skill, the ability to beat a good first-place Aberdeen team last weekend. Now, as we're getting into some lesser opponents, hopefully the Tauros can start to turn things around and climb up the standings chart.
All right, well, that will do it for our Farmers Union Insurance pregame show. We're going to send you out to a quick break, and when we come back, it'll be time to drop the puck.
Since 2003, the architects and engineers at Ackerman Esvold have been enhancing everyday life. From response times to commute times, we've helped create critical infrastructure, enhancing highway safety, flood protection, and public education. And we're no stranger to enhancing fun, family outings, and even game time. Ackerman Esvold, working to enhance your everyday life.
Lucky for us, life is full of choices, big and small. They define us, make us who we are. And when it comes time for you to choose a car, home, your next big adventure, or start a new business, Farmers Union Insurance has the variety of coverage options to protect each perfect moment. Farmers Union Insurance. Contact your local Farmers Union Insurance agent today.
All right, Genty, time to learn the option play.
Come on, Coach. I know how to run the option.
Applebee's new Ultimate Trio. Mix and match 3 apps with 3 sauces, like shrimp, boneless wings, onion rings with sweet chili, blue cheese, and marinara. Or wonton tacos, waffle fries, and riblets with honey mustard, ranch, and honey barbecue. Or brew pub pretzels, mozzarella sticks, and waffles.
Coach, how many combinations are there?
There's over 80,000.
Applebee's new Ultimate Trio. Choose 3 apps and 3 sauces for $14.99. That's eating good in the neighborhood.
Is someone in your life using opioids? Know the signs of an overdose. Limp body, slow breathing.
You look. It's about how you feel. At Prestwich Orthodontics, we believe straight teeth lead to more than confidence. They lead to better health, higher quality of life, and a stronger you. From Invisalign to braces, our care is built around improving your life, not just your smile. Because when you feel good, you live better. Start your journey today at mynotbraces.com.
The Four Bears Casino Sportsbook has a new look. Enjoy Vegas-style betting in comfort. Play and qualify to win trips to Vikings or Raiders NFL games. Order a drink at the dedicated bar. Then kick back in a lounger and watch the full wall display. Feel the action all the way to the final moment and claim your winnings. Book it for private draft parties or game day too. Visit the remodeled Sportsbook at Four Bears Casino and Lodge, 4 miles west of Newtown.
Circle Sanitation is a locally owned family business providing quality waste hauling. We provide service to residential and commercial customers, as well as roll-off service for large projects and construction sites. We are dedicated to providing excellent service at competitive prices without deceptive contracts or hidden fees. For more on what Circle Sanitation can do for you, call us or visit circlesanitation.com.
At Northwest Tire, we have tires for everyone. Needs tires that are reliable and safe to get her family where they need to be. Needs a tire that's heavy duty for all of his off-roading adventures. needs tires that can get him from point A to point B. No matter what you drive or your budget,
Northwest Tire keeps you rolling down the road.
When it's time to choose your team, you want to pick the best.
I pick Carson Wentz. I pick Hunter Lipke.
Where'd you come from? I was in football just like you.
Always choose people you know and trust for your team.
First Western, you can bank on us.
If RPMs raise your BPMs, if the open road is an open invitation, then get up and go. Go turn some heads. Go turn a wrench. Go windows down. Go volume up. Go in. Go out. Go off. Napa has America's largest network of parts and care, here to keep you firing on all cylinders.
The all-new Emergency Trauma Center, built with your reassurance in mind. The new healthcare campus and medical district, now open in Minot. Trinity Health, making more possible.
Your plan speaks volumes when you're going to have a drink. Be intentional to ensure your safety and the safety of others by keeping just a few things in mind. The first is to look out for your friends and be the designated driver. Even if someone says they're fine doesn't mean they are. Second, incorporate water into your night. Ordering a glass can encourage your friends to take note. Third, be the person your friends trust and say no to the next round. And fourth, lend a hand when your friends have reached their limit. Your plan speaks volumes. Know your drink. Know your limit.
We often think of frontiers as pages in a history book, a time gone by. But even in this modern world, there are new frontiers to conquer. Whether you're tending the land to grow a better tomorrow or growing a business for new opportunities, the work you do powers the world. Exploring the frontier means stepping forward, shaping the future for yourself and for those around you. First International Bank and Trust, helping you live first, one step at a time.
Hey Tauros fans, welcome to Caves, your home ice advantage for home technology, home convenience, and home entertainment. From game day on the big screens, to smart home upgrades, to keeping your house secure, plus car audio and a huge selection of game room gear and accessories, our team sets you up with a winning game plan. Stop by Caves in Minot or visit us at cavesnd.com. With Caves, you will always be in the game. Go Minotauros!
At First Command, our advisors are committed to coaching you towards a financial future worthy of your service. We're dedicated to coaching you from the start of your military career to retirement and beyond, at home or during deployment, for when things get tough and when times are good. Let us show you how we honor what matters most to you. It's time to get started today.
I am Melissa Mack, and I do collections and loans at Aspire Credit Union.
My name is Amy Rasmussen, and I am the Member Experience Coordinator at Aspire Credit Union.
I think it's very important to give back to our community to show that we care. I think that we're very good at showing our members we care, and they see us out in the community.
What I like most about working at Aspire Credit Union, it is very family oriented. We feel like one big happy family, and Aspire knows that your family always comes first.
I'll always remember when I first started, I showed up to work and my whole office was decorated in Mexican theme because I was going to be going to Mexico. I remember just being so shocked and so honored that they did that for me. I just think that's really special that Aspire allows us to develop those relationships with our coworkers.
We do a lot of fun things. We have the best potlucks ever. Kind of brings us together, and everyone just kind of helps each other out.
Aspire to more.
When you carry blue, you get a devoted team backing you up, focused on you and your well-being, making it easier and affordable for you to make health a priority. When you carry blue, you get a health plan that anticipates your challenges, that's helping shape the future of healthcare. with more helpful tools and resources so you can get the most out of your benefits and focus more on living your best life. Find your plan today. Blue Cross Blue Shield of North Dakota. Carry blue. Carry on.
Welcome in to the MAC here in St. Cloud, the Municipal Athletic Complex. Tauros and Norsemen about ready to drop the puck. Take a look at our SRT starting lines. The return of Braden Jochums. He'll slot in with Dane Ramirez and Jakob Habla on what is listed as the fourth line, but Tauros typically roll all four lines pretty evenly unless special team situations arise, so we will see how much energy Jochums has for the weekend after a long stretch on IR. Tauros wearing the traveling black. Red shoulders inside, cream names and numbers. They're working from left to right on your computer, smart device, or however you are tuned into the Minotauros Network. We are glad to have you aboard. Tauros control the opening draw, drop back into their zone. Near side, Owen Dawson. Hands off to Viklund. Viklund back up ice, touched into the zone by Zugek. He can't chase it down, and instead it is Beck Leiden with the cover as that puck rolls on net. 19:43 left to go here in the opening stanza. Still no score as we get our first whistle. Draw to the left of Leiden. Battle along the near side wall. Puck rolls in behind the net. Marlon Edwards trying to hunt it down against a pair of Norsemen. Wins the battle, puts it in front for Zugek. He chops it right back down into the corner. Viklund up top. It hops on Jax Warren, and the race is on the other way. Warren chased by Crane. Wins the battle and sends it up ice. Tauros. Dawson straight up the middle, now comes to the near side, and Viklund. Viklund into the zone, tries a drag move. Didn't connect, but Marlon Edwards was there in support. Looking for Fate coming on a change. Didn't connect. Pack eventually gets there for a shot that's gloved and held by Leiden. 19:05 left to go here in period number one. We've seen Leiden, but let's take a look at the Tauros starting netminder. In the net to our left is Devin Russley from Wisconsin. He is 1-2-2 on the season, a .908 save percentage, and a 3.455 goals against average. Fate on the draw for the Tauros, but it's won back instead by Bougreau. Dumped in to the Taureau end. Ty James tied up, puck lays free. Fate gathers, gets chopped down, hands off. The Tauros break it out. Prima hands off to Nichols. And it's dumped down low. Prima after it. He's tied up. Puck taken away. Far side. Chipped up the boards. Tauros take it right back. Prima looking to turn. He does. Cuts to the middle. Trying to break wide, but he's stepped into. Nicely defended there by Bees. Near side Nichols. Nichols will just ring it. Delayed offside, so the Tauros have to peel back. Dumped into the Taureau end, an awkward carom, and ends up creating a scoring chance. The dump in hit the linesman, and it went right onto the stick of Vinny Hart. And Russley passes his first test of the evening. Let's take a look at the Alexandria, Minnesota native Beck Leiden. He has played every game so far for the Norsemen 6-4-2 on the season. A 3.237 goals against average and a 910 save percentage. Zach Price, the other goaltender, only played about 42 minutes of one game, has an 815 save percentage and a 6.977 goals against average. So I imagine we'll be seeing Beck tonight and tomorrow. Although I think that's a new goaltender. No, Price is still backing up. They do have a third goaltender in town who hasn't seen any action, so I don't know the story there either. Tie up along the near side. Puck controlled by the Norsemen, banked out to neutral. Good read by Schwarz. He hands to Jockums. Jocks breaks wide into the near zone. Looks to center. It goes off the goaltender, and he is able to kick that puck all the way out to neutral. Schwarz on the near side dumps it in. Lead in out of his net, stops it, and then sets a pick to set Sandberg up the far side. Stanberg able to clear, but Owen Dawson dumps it right back in. The Tauros defenseman doing what the Norsemen usually do in this building, stepping up and making it hard for the Norsemen to get out of their zone with possession. Far side, taken away. Affinen has it poked free, but it's right to Owen Dawson in neutral. Dawson dumps that in. Around to the near side, Affinen. Lost the handle, it rolls out to neutral. Dumped cross corner as they hit the red line by Pazia. Tauros take it back. Zugek toss across. Short of center was Ori when he tipped that, and that'll go for icing. Icing is brought to you by our friends at Minot's Finest Collision Center. Let's hear from Presley Davis. Presley, what do you got for us?
Thanks, Ken. I was able to speak with head coach, Coach Ebner, before the game today, and he said as long as the guys can play fast and stay disciplined, he feels really good about their chances in St. Cloud. He said it was a good week of practice, so he's really excited to see what they do tonight. Back to you, Ken.
Thank you, Presley. Draw to the right of Russley. Puck jammed to the far side. Affinen plays it back. Ty James lost it behind the net. Help comes from Kenny. Puck back in behind. James getting held up, and that'll draw a call. Tauros will go to the game's first power play despite the protestations of Tanner Hunt. And that goes right back to our home key group keys to the game. For those of you who didn't watch the Farmers Union pregame show, discipline a factor this weekend, and they just teed him up as well for the way he slammed the penalty box door. So Tanner Hunt, who has 4 goals and 3 assists through 8 games for the Norsemen, will now sit for 12 minutes instead of the 2 he was assigned. I think the ref was going to let him get away with yelling at him on the ice, but when he slammed the penalty box door, rather than let the penalty box official take care of it, he got teed up by referee Chriswell. They've called it a 4-minute. So it's a double minor plus the misconduct. So the Tauros, 4-minute power play. They'll go to work. This is Prima holding, drops it below the goal line, right back to Prima on the half wall. Up top for Solominski. Solo sweeps it across for Pikic. Back to Solo. They'll play catch up top. Solo walks in. Hands off to Prima. Prima looks for Pikic, touches up top. Solo. Solo, shot tip out front, goes up into the rafters, and we have our first of the 4 we need for those of you who took the over. Kobe says we shouldn't count that one. It would have went on a play anywhere, but this is the near side. This is Prima down the wall. Now we'll go back up top for Solo. Solo sweeps to the far point, gets it right back from Pikic. Solo, shot tip, save made, rebound hacked wide by Zugek. Rebound hammered around to the near side. Prima keeps it, shovels down to the corner. Zugek working there, spins off pressure, throws it to the middle blindly, and it's taken away by the Norsemen, and the Tauros will have to retreat and retrieve. 3:05 left to go here in period 1. On the power play here in period 1. 14:57 left to go overall in the period as Fate Slices through the defense and gains the line on the far side. Drops it back to the point. Got hit hard, did Fate. Solominski hands to Prima. Prima looks far point Pikic. Pikic hands down to Fate. Fate looking across. The pass was tipped. It was intended for Prima. Prima finds it. Works to Zugek. Fate far side half. Up top for Solominski. Solo gives to Prima. Right back up. Solominski's shot. That one's soaked up by Leiden. 2.5 left to go on the double minor. As we get another look at that first scoring chance. So they didn't give him a 10. It was a 2-minute slash and a 2-minute unsportsmanlike. You don't usually see that. Usually they'll give him a 10. This is carried ahead. Edwards gains the line, is poked off his stick, kept nicely by Ty James. Comes across for Morelli. Morelli holding on the near side, gives it up top. Ty James drops to Marlon Edwards. To Nichols in the corner, far corner, right back to Nichols in the near. Looking in front, it was deflected. Quick shot, save made. Rebound was loose on the back door with a wide open net. Tauros couldn't locate. Instead, they'll have to retreat and retrieve. First minor over. Still a minute 50 left on the second minor for Tanner Hunt. Edwards comes across for Ori. Ori will dump it in. Geyer back on it first, looks to clear up the middle, and he gets it past Marlon Edwards, who exhibits some displeasure. 90 seconds left on the First Western Bank and Trust power play. Pass to the near side, broken up. Tauros have to shovel it out to neutral to relieve the pressure, and it's dumped right back down. Ty James will carry up ice. No, he won't. He'll leave it for Pikic. Minute 14 left on the power play. Pikic carries ahead, fights through a slash, and then looks to gain the line on the near side. The extra stick handle at the line puts Solominski in early, and with 13:08 in the period and 1:06 on the power play, we have another whistle. Conversation. Penalty box wanted to confirm the call. That's how rare the 2-minute unsportsmanlike is. She wasn't sure if she was allowed to let him out when it expired. Norsemen win the draw to the delight of the 10s gathered here. Send it the distance. 57 seconds left in the Tauros power play. Officially 0 for 1 already this evening. Far side. Banked to the near. Fate picks it up off the wall. Gains the line. Hands off to Zugek. Zugek walks in. Backhander, it's in. What a filthy move by Brady Zugek. And chalk one up for Presley Davis. Her player to watch with an early candidate for goal of the season. Beck Leiden. Take a drink from your water bottle. You need it after that one. My goodness. As we get another look, just cut across the top of the crease and tucked it on the backhand. Unreal finish. Far side, Tauros take it away. Ramirez gains the line, then hands off. Habla touches it back to him. Up top for Jax Warren. Gives to Ramirez. Ramirez's shot is blocked up off the glass. Schwartz pinches down. Puck thrown ahead along the near side. It'll get out to neutral. Far side, big collision. Jockham's knocked down. Tauros take it back. Habla fans on the dump in. Crane takes it away. Fast, moving slowly into the zone. Tries a shot. That goes up and over the net. And the rebound carries out to neutral. What do we have? A whistle. Oh, Russley lost his bucket. So that shot that I thought went over the net must have clipped his helmet. Here's a look at our Mosquito Joe Pest of the game. It is number 20, Sam Crane. Third on the Norsemen in points with 13 through 12 games. A long-time Norseman forward. He's their captain. Has been a general pain for the Tauros. But the Tauros will have to find a way to neutralize. This one banked out to neutral. Shaw backpedals. Mosquito Joe came out to my house just last week in advance of the cold weather. Nice protective barrier. It's an absolute bug genocide right outside my garage. A penalty coming against the Tauros. It'll be a slash as there's a stick. Laying in multiple pieces down on the ice. 11:09 left to go here in period number 1. We've got several fans checking in on socials. We are interactive on the Tauros Network. Tanya Shaw-Kennero from Richardson. The Tims are across town watching Colby Wook and Western take on the Huskies. Kowitz family checking in. Meckley's aboard. The Tobridges, the Seversons, the Davises down in Texas. Charles Wilburn is watching on NATV in Minot. The Conans from Melbourne, Florida. Tauros to the Papa John's PK. Norsemen win the draw. Far side. Sandu lost it to Jockums, who promptly fires it off Pikich. Problem is Pikich is standing in the Toro bench, so it leads to a whistle. 103 seconds left on the Papa John's PK. Let's get through some more of these check-ins. The Stags watching on NATV. Says it's crazy to him that Minnesota is such a big hockey state and there aren't many fans here. It's, I think they're hurt by it being both Halloween, a high school football Friday, and the St. Cloud Huskies being home this evening against the defending national champions. So a real tough draw for them on the schedule. This is the Norsemen controlling in the zone. The Halloween-themed Bugo hands off to the near side. Back up top, they'll come near side. One-timer by Easterbrooks, kicked away by Russley. And the rebound cleared around to the far side and then mishandled out to neutral. Ramirez pressuring, forcing Gallivan back. He plays up the near wall. A good step up by Owen Dawson. Breaks that up. 60 ticks left to talk on the Papa John's PK as Ramirez pressures on the far side. Carried up ice, handed into the zone. Crane spinning on the far wall. Bumped into. He's still not able to settle it down. Tauros find it first and send it this way. And somehow Warren kept that in play. Not only did I think that puck was going to leave the ice, I thought it was going to come up here in the press box. But 900 some odd games in, I still remain unscathed. Puck poked in behind the Toro net after a save by Russley. Rebound to the near corner. 9.5 to go here in the first. 20 seconds left on the Papa John's PK as the Toros get the clear. Jockums pressuring in the offensive zone, short-handed, trying to take that puck away. It takes 3 Norsemen to keep it away from him, and then Jockums gets a little extra shove at the end from Christian Nichols. Toros come full strength as the Norsemen gain the line. Left in behind the net for Easterbrooks. He'll give it up. Near side, Crane. No, that's not Crane. That was Vinny Hart, who was putting a bear hug by Ty James. Near side, they dig at the point. It's Stanberg making his Norseman debut, who couldn't keep it in the zone. Dumped right back in. Russley out. He fails to stop. They'll tie up in the near side corner. Puck squirts up top for a shot that's blocked by traffic to the far corner. Norsemen still control. They try to go back to Stanberg. He does keep it in. He tries a shot that goes about 15 feet wide of the net, then ends up getting poked into the corner for a big hit by Ty James. Toros take it away. It's carried ahead by Prima. Prima trying to dance into the zone. The rest of the Toros were changing, so he's working 1-on-5. And that went about as well as you'd expect. Russley out of his net to stop this dump in. Hands to Pikich, near side. Nichols. Nichols gives to Prima. 8 minutes left to go here in period 1. Long pass ahead, tipped up and out of play by William Easterbrooks. Do we have our media timeout? If so, we'll head out to break. Otherwise, we will keep it here as Pennywise walks by the press box. Nope, we're apparently staying in, so Habla on the draw. Instead, it's controlled by the Norsemen, and Bees dumps it in. Unsuccessfully, so it's an offside play. 7:49 left to go in period number 1. Draw back in neutral, Habla and Bugo. Far side, Ramirez hacks it deep into the offensive zone as music plays. Solominski can't hold it, and it rolls out to neutral. All the way down to the Tauros zone. Pikic back on it. Pikic speeds ahead, gains the red line, dumps it in. Habla after it in the corner, guides it back to Solominski. Shot, save made, rebound. Goes to the far side. Pikic winds up, fires tip out front. And then Ramirez trying to hack that out of midair. Got a stick into the midsection of Leadon. Surprised that didn't turn into more. Meanwhile, let's head over to Presley Davis. Press, what do you got for us?
Thanks, Ken. I mentioned earlier I was able to speak with Coach Ebner, and he told me that practice was good this past week. And one of the things they focused on was the D zone. And he said they really wanted to show more aggression in the D zone, closing quickly, not getting beat off the wall, and overall just having an effective stick. And he said he really felt that week of practice really helped improve the D zone. Back to you, Ken.
Thank you, Presley. I'd agree. Right now, Tauros out shooting the Norsemen 7-4 here early. This is Morelli behind the net. Moves it to Dawson at the near point. Dawson looking for a tip. Didn't get it from Affonen. Puck to the far side and Crane. Crane has his pocket picked by a back-checking Ori. Warren comes across to Dawson. Dawson up ice. Affonen hands to Ori. Ori dumps it in. Morelli gives chase. Gallivan gets there first. Turns back to the near side. Puck along the near wall. Ori hit hard by Crane from behind. Delayed offside. Would have been interesting. Ori, as that shot's from distance soaked up by Russley, and then Crane comes by and gives him a stick, perhaps a little bit of a message sent in response to the Ramirez poke at Leadon. Difference is that was a live puck in front of Leadon. That shot from Crane came from the wall, and he skated all the way to the net to get that poke. But another long shot blocked off, and the follow-up gets up over the glass for another whistle. Let's take a look around the rest of the Central Division as the Tauros turn their attention to moving up the standings. Aberdeen and Bismarck at the Odie. Home and home set between the Mallards and the Bulls. And the Austin Bruins host the Watertown Shamrocks. Actually, I may have read the graphic wrong. Not sure where that one's being played. This is Prima as the Tauros get out of the zone. Hands off near side to Nichols. Yeah, that is actually in Watertown. Ty James pinches down the wall. Throws in front. It was too hot to handle for Prima. Ty gets it back behind the wall, then gets buried in the corner. Puck thrown up and into the ceiling for stoppage number 2. And we haven't even played 15 minutes. 5:58 left to go in period number 1. Tauros still lead 1-0. Okeson's checking in from the Magic City, saying happy Halloween to everyone watching, and I couldn't agree with that more. Thank you to my wife Victoria. Sent me a picture of the kids in costume. Draw to the right of Leadon. David Van Lith tuning in from the Minot Vets for Vets office. We are working with Vets for Vets on some jerseys you'll see at home next month. Black Friday weekend. We'll start to get Some leaks out to the public on those soon, I'm sure, as Solominski delivers a big hit on that far side. Pikic back on it. Solo right into the bench after that hit. Hopefully he's okay. Viklin's pass to the middle is broken up. Norsemen control, banked ahead on the near side. It'll roll the length for an icing. Icing's brought to you by our friends at Minot's finest collision center. Speaking of Solominski, the rest of the Solos are back in Connecticut. Wendy Day is in Partial, North Dakota, watching on NAHL TV. Eric Lebroni tuned in from Brandon, Manitoba. The Gersbecks checking in from Minot, giving out candy tonight. The Chemits are tuned in on NATV. The Bowers and Krista Corey are aboard as well, as there's a shot that's shuttled wide off the icing. Norsemen find the rebound first. Far side, good step up by Owen Dawson. The Norsemen able to chip that the length of the ice. The snow in front of the Toro bench prevents it from going far enough for icing. Jockham's on the near side, tries to jam it up the wall. He's met instead by Tanner Hunt. Hunt bumped down by Schwarz. They have two Hunts. Bronson Hunt also on the Norsemen, also in 05. I believe they are twins. But I don't see Bronson Hunt in the lineup tonight. Puck down low in the offensive zone now for the Toros. Tanner Hunt finds it. Joachim steps into him. It's rolled weakly out to neutral. Toros can't touch on the delayed offside. Sent down in the Toros' end. The arm is up for icing, and Ty James wins the race against Sandahu for a whistle. 4:11 left to go here in period number one. Toros still lead 1-0. The Tostos watching in Warrenville, a suburb just outside of Chicago. Draw to the left of Leiden. Affinen trying to settle that down. Squirts back to the point. Jammed ahead. Morelli couldn't reach it. This is turned over. Ori trying to feed Affinen, but Affinen was tied up nicely. Kenny banks ahead on the far side. He finds Affinen. Affinen toss across to the near side. Ori into the zone. Ori leaves for Affinen. Affinen trying to cut to the middle, but two Norsemen come and poke it away. Affinen and Morelli dig on the near wall. Back to the point in Ty James. His shot's blocked and eventually settled down by the Norsemen, gathered in by Riley Fast. Fast plays ahead on the near side. Gives to Karch. Karch dumps it in. Crane appeared to be in early, but they're not. Crane and Kenny chase after. Crane came out with the puck. Kenny went down hard. Karch pinned now by Kenny, who had regained his feet. Morelli pins a man behind the net. Kenny takes it away, plays to the near side. Ori can't clear the zone, however. Ty James battling down low. He ties a man up, but help comes from Crane, whose shot is partially blocked by Morelli. And the fluttering puck snagged with the big butterfly net by Devin Russley. 3:01 to go here in the opening period. Tanya Shaw-Canaro asking why I'm not doing Halloween candy tonight in the McDonald's trivia or the over-unders. Last year, the over-under was how much of my kids' Halloween candy I would eat. But that was because I wasn't traveling last year after Hannah was born. Now that I'm back on the road, real hard for me to steal my kids' Halloween candy from St. Cloud. I mean, I still will. It'll just wait till Sunday as there's a backhand try fought off by Russley. His net came off. He put it back rather than look for a whistle. I wonder if Aberdeen goaltenders have ever thought of that. Meanwhile, turning in the corner, it's Farrell. Wyatt Farrell pinned. Support comes, and now a backhand try stopped, and a big hit in front by Solominski put Wyatt Farrell down hard. I'm sorry, that was Vinny Hart. Back on this is Bees. Bees holds behind the net. Gives to the near side. It'll be picked up by Bugo. Bugo hands off to Sandu. Sandu cut off by Zugek. Puck to the corner. Schwarz pins a man. Tanner Hunt working along the end. Wall tries to come out front. Puck pinballs. Shot blocked in front, I believe, by Jax Warren, who then sends it the length for an icing. But you're happy to relieve the pressure there if you're the Tauros. 103 seconds left to go here in period number 1. Tauros now getting outshot 8-7. As we get another look at that alert play by Jax Warren on the icing. Schwarz family checking in from Chicago. Tauros control. Off the draw, touched out to neutral. Vikland can't find it, neither could Marlon Edwards. It's sent back into the Tauros zone. Schwarz back on it. Leaves to the far side. Tauros take over. This is Vikland trying to feed it ahead. He wanted Zugek, but it was taken away. Crane played it to the Toro blue line, delayed offside, so the Norsemen have to peel back. Jax Warren gives to Schwarz in the middle of the ice. He'll come near side. Vikland touched in deep. Marlon Edwards after it, but Norsemen get there first. They played up the wall. It's Sandu. Sandu looking ahead for Crane. That pass was long, and Ty James gets there first. He leaves for Habla in the corner. Got hit hard for the effort, but the Tauros quickly out of the zone. Crane broke his stick delivering that hit, so he had to toss it to the ice. This Sandu. Final minute of play of the period, only 43 seconds of it left. Are brought to you by our friends at Northern Plains Equipment, as this is touched ahead for Jockums. Jockums couldn't quite find the handle. Now he does, but it's an offside play as he couldn't settle the bouncing puck cleanly. Habla had already stepped over the blue line. 33.9 left to go here in period number 1. .50-50 draw, eventually found by Stanberg, who gets hit hard by Ramirez as he dumps it into the zone. James gives to Kenny. Kenny from behind the net banks to the far side. That does get out and then gets floated right back into the Toro zone. Kenny, far side Ramirez, comes across to Jockums on the near. Jockums tries to make a move around a man. It doesn't work. It was Flattery who took it away. Played down low for Hunt. Hunt pinned up, gives back to Flattery. Flattery walks out of the corner trying to get to the front. Shot blocked by Morelli, who throws it out to neutral, and the period ends with the Tauros up 1-0. We will send it out to a quick break. When we come back, we'll have Presley Davis on the bench, I assume, with Brady Zugek.
The Four Bears Casino Sportsbook has a new look. Enjoy Vegas-style betting in comfort. Play and qualify to win trips to Vikings or Raiders NFL games. Order a drink at the dedicated bar. Then kick back in a lounger and watch the full wall display. Feel the action all the way to the final moment and claim your winnings. Book it for private draft parties or game day too. Visit the remodeled Sportsbook at Four Bears Casino and Lodge, 4 miles west of Newtown.
Welcome back inside the MAC in St. Cloud. Presley is just about ready with Brady. Let's send it down. Presley.
Thanks, Ken. I'm with Brady Zuchek. Now, Brady, I feel like I'm having deja vu because last Friday in the first period I interviewed after you scored. So what was the message in the locker room tonight?
The message was simple. I mean, we're tight with this team right now, and we play them 4 times, so the message was set the tone early and come out and give them an example of what it's going to be like to play us 4 times.
And then what would you say that importance was of that first goal and holding them to being scoreless right now?
I think it's big just for our confidence and playing with a lead, but I don't think it was enough. I think we got a lot more in us, and I think we got to come out this period a lot harder if we want to win this game.
All right, thanks, Brady. Good luck. Back to you, Ken.
Presley, while I've got you here, they've got a contest going on the ice. What's your favorite of those costumes?
Ooh, my favorite of those? I would say, Gosh, maybe the Dumb and Dumber. Should I ask Brady? He's still here with me.
Yeah, sure. Why not? Ask
Which
Brady.
one is your favorite of the costumes?
The Dumb and Dumber.
Yeah, it's got to be the Dumb and Dumber kids, right? They have to win.
For sure.
They've got to win this. As Kobe gets us a closer look at the Dumb and Dumber kids, we will send it out to break. When we come back, Olivia Tosto will take you through the Forebears Casino and Lodge Intermission Report here on the Minotauros Network.
If RPMs raise your BPMs, if the open road is an open invitation, then get up and go. Go turn some heads. Go turn a wrench. Go windows down. Go volume up. Go in. Go out. Go off. Napa has America's largest network of parts and care, here to keep you firing on all cylinders.
Your plan speaks volumes when you're going to have a drink. Be intentional to ensure your safety and the safety of others by keeping just a few things in mind. The first is to look out for your friends and be the designated driver. Even if someone says they're fine doesn't mean they are. Second, incorporate water into your night. Ordering a glass can encourage your friends to take note. Third, be the person your friends trust and say no to the next round. And fourth, lend a hand when your friends have reached their limit. Your plan speaks volumes. Know your drink. Know your limit.
We had a member that came into the credit union who doesn't historically come in. She went up to the teller line and said she wanted $25,000 in cash. The teller kind of questioned her about it, and she said, "I'm buying a car," but she was kind of fidgety. And is that when she went to you first?
She had to make a phone call to see who it was payable to, and that was
which is way weird. I mean, that's a huge red flag. And that's kind of when I came up there and I just said, "Are you comfortable coming to my office if we just sit down and talk about this?"
And that's where you took the phone and talked to the person on the other line, right?
Then to hit the button on the phone and disconnect them, for her to say, "Thank you."
I'd rather ask the uncomfortable questions than hear that I just assisted someone losing $25,000.
Perfect. That's when you know you did a good job that day.
At First Command, our advisors are committed to coaching you towards a financial future worthy of your service. We're dedicated to coaching you from the start of your military career to retirement and beyond, at home or during deployment, for when things get tough and when times are good. Let us show you how we honor what matters most to you. It's time to get started today.
All right, Genty, time to learn the option play.
Come on, Coach. I know how to run the option.
Applebee's new Ultimate Trio. Mix and match 3 apps with 3 sauces, like shrimp, boneless wings, onion rings with sweet chili, blue cheese, and marinara. Or wonton tacos, waffle fries, and riblets with honey mustard, ranch, and honey barbecue. Or brew pub pretzels, mozzarella sticks, and waffles.
How many combinations are there?
There's over 80,000.
Applebee's new Ultimate Trio. Choose 3 apps and 3 sauces for $14.99. That's eating good in the neighborhood.
Since 1977, Northwest Tire's been your partner on the road for over 40 years. People have put their trust in our quality brand tires and expert service on the roads and in the fields for work, play, and travel. Northwest Tire, keeping you rolling down the road.
Hello, Tauros fans, and welcome to the Forebears Intermission Report. That was a great first period for the Tauros, obviously scoring. We're going to take a look at those highlights, so let's roll those right away. First period, we had Brady Zujek getting the goal for the Tauros. We'll see that in about 10 seconds. Obviously a really impressive goal by Brady. Just, tapping it right in off the back of his stick. And, sorry, I was looking over at the replay. Presley Davis obviously picked Brady Zujek as her player to watch, so super impressive to see that happen. We're just going to take a look at some out-of-town scores. Before we jump into the NAHL out-of-town scores, I think an in-town score to take a good look at would be that Western Michigan playing St. Cloud game, which is currently about 2 minutes left in the first. Western Michigan is leading 2-1. And then to take a look at some of the out-of-town NAHL scores, let me just refresh that for us. We already have some games that are over. We had El Paso beating Amarillo 4-2. We had Johnstown beating Maine beating Johnstown 5-4. New Jersey and Northeast Generals have about 5 minutes left in theirs. Then to look at some games that will apply more to us, we have North Iowa Bulls playing the Minnesota Mallards. North Iowa is winning 1-0 at the end of the first. We have Austin playing the Shamrocks. Austin is winning 1-0 at the end of the first. Just some other games to take a look at. We have Wisconsin Windigo playing Springfield Junior Blues. Windigo winning 1-0 at the end of the first. Bismarck playing Aberdeen. Bismarck at 2. Aberdeen 1 with about halfway through the first. We are going to send it out to a quick break, and when we be back, we'll get you guys some more news.
Since 2003, the architects and engineers at Ackerman Esvold have been enhancing everyday life. From response times to commute times, we've helped create critical infrastructure, enhancing highway safety, flood protection, and public education. And we're no stranger to enhancing fun, family outings, and even game time. Ackerman Esvold, working to enhance your everyday life.
Lucky for us, life is full of choices, big and small. They define us, make us who we are. And when it comes time for you to choose a car, home, your next big adventure, or start a new business, Farmers Union Insurance has the variety of coverage options to protect each perfect moment. Farmers Union Insurance. Contact your local Farmers Union Insurance agent today.
All right, Genty, time to learn the option play.
Come on, Coach. I know how to run the option.
Applebee's new ultimate trio. Mix and match 3 apps with 3 sauces, like shrimp, boneless wings, onion rings with sweet chili, blue cheese, and marinara. Or wonton tacos, waffle fries, and riblets with honey mustard, ranch, and honey barbecue. Or brew pub pretzels, mozzarella sticks, and waffles.
Coach, how many combinations are there?
There's over 80,000.
Applebee's new ultimate trio. Choose 3 apps and 3 sauces for $14.99. That's eating good in the neighborhood.
Is someone in your life using opioids? Know the signs of an overdose: limp body, slow breathing, or vomiting. Step 1 is to call 911 and give them naloxone. It will reverse an overdose, so it can be used even if you're unsure whether they're overdosing or not. Request a free 2-dose naloxone kit now at hhs.nd.gov/opioids.
A better smile isn't just about how you look, it's about how you feel. At Prestwich Orthodontics, we believe straight teeth lead to more than confidence. They lead to better health, higher quality of life, and a stronger you. From Invisalign to braces, our care is built around improving your life, not just your smile. Because when you feel good, you live better. Start your journey today at mynotbraces.com.
Welcome back to the Four Bears Intermission Report. To start, we're going to go over Ken's home key group keys to the game. Ken's first one was Get Low. The Mac here has super short glass and low ceilings. So definitely, we haven't seen too many pucks right out of play, a couple, but the 2 in the first period. The high ceilings, not as many stoppages as I thought. The second one was Create Energy. Losing the big crowd from Minot, it's definitely quieter in here, even when there's good plays from the Norsemen, we're not hearing that cheering. So definitely, the one message I think in the locker room was creating that energy and being the energy. The guys need to bring it themselves tonight because it is definitely not here. Then discipline. The Tauros have been shorthanded 52 times this season. That's the most in the division. Definitely something we need to look to improve. Being a little bit more disciplined on the ice. Yes, there needs to be hits and there needs to be physicality, but also being aware of those and making smart choices and not just throwing, 2-minute opportunities away. Then to touch on the Forebears Sportsbook over-unders, the first one is total Tauros goals, set at 3.5. We're at 1 right now, so definitely hoping that keeps going up, especially if you picked the over for that one. Total Tauros shots on goal, we are currently at 7, set at 27.5. Definitely looks like we could be a little low tonight, so hopefully that'll also pick up. And then the last one is the total stoppages due to the low ceilings, how we were talking. Set at 3.5. Kobe, I think it said it was 2 in the first period. So looks like that'll be happening for sure, probably even in the second period. Make sure you also get your votes in for the McDonald's Toro Trivia. You know, Ken always knows the answers. I know Presley, I think, guessed D. If I had to guess, let's see. The Tauros recently broke record for saves in a game was 59. Previously, it was held by what goaltender? I'm going to go C. But we'll have to see. So make sure you get your votes in on that as well. And then, as you guys know, Presley and I have been really trying to stay active on the social media this season. That was one of our biggest goals coming in. If you've been seeing us on All Access Monday through Thursday, this week you may not have seen us that many times. There was some technical difficulties with the Wi-Fi at the Mesa. So definitely next week looking to come in strong. You'll hopefully see us all 4 days of the week. But with that being said, we are also active on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. This week on TikTok, you will have seen a bunch of Halloween content. So if you haven't seen that, make sure you go take a look. And then we also filmed a Tauros carving pumpkins video, which the behind the scenes are on TikTok. But we're going to show you guys first intermission now, the part 1, and then second intermission, the part 2. And then there's going to be voting up on the Instagram story, so make sure you also then head over to the Instagram and get your votes in. And Presley will be announcing the winner tomorrow during the second period intermission. So go ahead and take a look at that video, and then I'll come back to hear your guys' thoughts. Let's send it out to that video.
I'm excited, guys. What is this? I'm so excited. What is this? What do you play for the grill?
How was the pumpkin?
Pumpkin. Yeah, but you got it.
Already have it. You guys aren't gonna do that.
Why are they watching it?
There's no way.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
Use this one. You need it for hours. Dedication.
What are you gonna do?
Dedication.
Alright, it's actually looking pretty good. Yeah, we're cleaning it up. It's just a little slimy. Hey, are you serious? I'm looking at disgusting. What do you mean chill? She's it's all good. It's all good.
Ivan, what is your job there?
Night 1, hey, night 1.
Cheer.
Night 1, Alpha
Cheer.
1. Ah! Pretty clean, we just need to. Okay, we're way better than that. We're trying.
Sorry. The inside of the pumpkins, what do you guys are looking?
Cookie, where'd they put her top?
Cookie's been locked in.
I know.
Just get in our kitchen.
I knew it right away.
Just get in our kitchen a little bit, eh?
Guys are just mad we're gonna win. I trust you. How are you guys? Also, like the teeth are like different. It's not like the outside. Yeah. We're gonna have to cut the teeth out first then. No, you're good. It's only if you did this. Because right, we take first. Yeah. Just massage them.
I actually think Cookie's gonna do it. I think it's gonna.
Oh.
Yeah. Get her up.
And then you're using
We go?
Yeah, buddy.
You guys wanna go?
Give us one. We're good. Give us one.
Where are you guys going?
We're protecting our goalie.
Definitely a super fun video to film. Some of my favorite parts were Artem Prima eating the pumpkin, and I think Davin Nichols also did, but I'm not sure if that's in there. I'm pretty sure that's on the behind the scenes, so definitely go take a look at that. Obviously, you know, I would never just take a bite of it, but they wanted to try it. Also, the team involvement we've been seeing in videos has been incredible. You know, obviously the 6 guys that were carving pumpkins, but then also the ones coming in just to be part of the fun and the friendly competition, but also the teamwork was definitely something we love to see. We're going to send it out to a break until the puck drops, and I definitely have to shout out my mom and dad back home. As Ken would say, in Warrenville, a suburb of Chicago. We'll send it out to a break.
Hi, I'd like to add my new motorcycle to my insurance policy, please.
Greetings. Is it a moped or unicycle?
No, it's a motorcycle.
Unicycling enhances core body strength.
No, it's a motorcycle. It has 2 wheels, a seat, handlebars.
Does it have rocket boosters?
Can I speak to a live agent?
Impossible. All agents have been neutralized.
At Farmers Union Insurance, technology is important, and so is finding the best options for our clients, person to person. Farmers Union Insurance. Local agents, more options, great rates.
At Northwest Tire, we're part of your community, and we want you to be part of our family. We're about more than tires. We're about superior customer service to keep your vehicles and equipment safely rolling down the road. If you'd like to join a company that truly cares for our customers and employees, come work with us and become part of our growing family. Apply at nwtire.com.
Northwest Tire keeps you rolling down the road.
Hey Tauros fans, welcome to Caves, your home ice advantage for home technology, home convenience, and home entertainment. From game day on the big screens, to smart home upgrades, to keeping your house secure, plus car audio and a huge selection of game room gear and accessories, our team sets you up with a winning game plan. Stop by Caves in Minot or visit us at cavesnd.com. With Caves, you will always be in the game. Go Minotauros!
A better smile isn't just about how you look, it's about how you feel. At Prestwich Orthodontics, we believe straight teeth lead to more than confidence. They lead to better health, higher quality of life, and a stronger you. From Invisalign to braces, our care is built around improving your life, not just your smile. Because when you feel good, you live better. Start your journey today at mynotbraces.com.
Welcome back inside the MAC here in St. Cloud. As we get ready to start period 2 with the Tauros leading 1-0 on Zugek's 4th of the season. Team leading 11 points now for Brady. Tauros now working right to left on your computer screen or smart device. More fans checking in. We've got the Nesbergs checking in from Faribault. The Fates from Gretna, the Carbos tuned in while handing out candy back in Minot as period 2 gets underway. Puck dumped in. After it first is Gallivan. Near side. He's met. Zugek wins the battle, brings it to the near point. But Jax Warren had cheated towards the middle, so Tauros have to retreat and retrieve. It's Dawson. Far corner, swings it back to the near, and Warren. Warren gives to Edwards. Edwards touches for Zugek, and the Tauros are out of the zone. Edwards gains the line. No, he does not. It's an offside play, 19-22. Left to go here in period number 2, and the Tauros still up by 1. We've got another check-in. It is the appropriately named for Halloween, Michael Coffin and family checking in. Draw one back by the Tauros. Ty James turning at his own blue line. Davin Nichols touches that into the zone. Easterbrooks back on it first for St. Cloud. Tries to bank it ahead. It hits traffic. Caroms deeper into the St. Cloud zone. Swept along the near side. Kenny can't keep it. It's poked the distance. Arm is up for icing, but Sandhu beats Ty James down the ice. Fate finds the puck first, however. The Tauros will touch and go. This is Prima from the red, hands to Kenny, the defenseman. Bounces one on net, looks to chase it down himself. Fate throws it wide of the cage. It checks up behind the net. Prima trying to gather that in, but the Norsemen find it first. This is Pikic. Ahead for Prima. Prima hands to Fate. Fate gains the line. Tried to give to Jochums, but it's broken up. Hart on the far side, stepped into by Prima. The puck rolls deep. It goes for an icing. Icing's brought to you by our friends at Minot's Finest Collision Center. Aaron and Michelle Bliven checking in. Good to see Michael Coffin appreciated the joke. And the O'Brays checking in from Granville, watching on NATV. Habla on the jaw for the Tauros against Bugo, who also has a Halloween-themed name. Puck one back, Easterbrooks. Swings it back to the near side. Bees. Can't clear the zone. They'll try again on the near side. This time Hart able to touch it down the ice. Sandu saves icing. Sandu trying to walk out of the corner. Now will turn back down the wall, dogged by Schwartz. Taken away by Habla. Habla comes near side Ramirez, and the Tauros are out. Dane chips. Habla chases. Near side. Neither team able to settle it down, and now Gabe Kenny comes in and separates Tang from the zone, from the puck, I should say. Tauros dump it back in. It's deflected. Bouncing puck thrown into the Toro change. Dangerously close to too many men, but it's across the near side. Kenny tries a shot that's blockered away. There was room on that top corner. At least there was when Kenny shot it. But Leiden able to get the puck with the blocker. Speaking of the puck, it is out of play off the rafters for the third time tonight. 17:20 left to go here in period number 2. Toros still lead 1-0. Referee almost fell down as he was backpedaling away from that draw. Puck forced into the referee's corner. He keeps his feet this time. Puck poked free. Affernan puts it in front for Morelli, who's tied up and unable to pull the trigger through Wyatt Farrell. Pikich keeps it at the point, looking for a lane. He walks down the wall, working on a stickless defender. The shot blocked by traffic, though. Norsemen look to turn out. This is Stanberg. Taken away by the Tauros, and then turned over. Good recovery by Morelli to take it back, turning on the far wall. Morelli gets out to neutral, drops it back to Solominski. Solominski hands to Pikich. Pikich from the red line dumps it in. Morelli gets there first, but couldn't control the puck. It bounces along the wall. Norsemen find it first and throw it up off the ceiling for the 4th time already. And we're 16:28 left to play in period number 2. Let's send it over to Presley Davis. Press, what do you got for us?
Thanks, Ken. I was able to speak to Mike Meredith during intermission, and he told me that they started off strong, and that was the goal this week in practice, was to have that first good 10 minutes. He said the last 10 minutes, he felt like the momentum started to slow. So going into the second, they told the guys that they needed to just kind of go back to playing how they did and playing simple and playing fast. Back to you, Ken.
Thank you, Presley. Agree, the Tauros at one point had a 7-3 shot advantage. The period finished 8-7 in favor of the Norsemen. There's a shot that's gloved and held. Now the game total is 10-8 in favor of the Tauros as they have 2 shots on goal this period. Make that 3. Off the draw, quick shot blocked to the corner by Shaw. Zugak gets there first, tries to work it down the wall, but it didn't connect. Norsemen take over. Tanner Hart into the zone, dumps it deep. Marlon Edwards swats it to the near corner. Jax Warren fans on it as Bugo throws himself face first into the wall. Meanwhile, his shot blocked away by Russley. The rebound blocked to the corner by Vikland. Vikland chips up the boards. That somehow finds a way through all the bodies out to neutral. Gallivan from the near side. Tries to chip around Zugek. That doesn't work. Vikland hit hard by Shaw. Puck rolled deep. Fast after it. Fast. Hit hard by Vikland. Meanwhile, the puck to the near side. Kenny steps up on Crane. Tries to chip it into the zone and punch it deep. It hits the referee in the chest. Referee still flexing his arm. Meanwhile, this is fate. It's roughly -10 in this building too, so that couldn't have felt very good. Norsemen control. Good play by Fate to chop that out in midair. Plays it in front. Tauros playing catch. Nichols was trying to feed it back to Prima, but it didn't connect. I don't think Nichols realized just how alone he was off the quick turnover. Nichols up ice. Fate flicks it out to neutral, bouncing puck. Prima couldn't settle it down. Farrell does. Farrell gains the line, breaks wide, tries to cut a front shot, save made, rebound hacked at. 2 stops, 3, and now we're going to have a party in the paint. Eight. 877 seconds left to go here in period number 2 as we take a look at the Central Division standings. You can see the right side of the standings. Those are the 4 teams that would be in the playoffs if they started today. Of course, we are only 13 games into a 59-game slate. 5 and 6, the battle tonight. The first of 4 in a row. Tauros with a chance to leapfrog the Norsemen with a good performance over those 4. This is Hart. Hart lost it to Habla. Habla banks to the far side, and Jochums. Jochums chips and looks to race ahead. He's walled off. Delayed offside. Jochums takes it back. Jochums turns back into the zone on the far side. Lost the handle. It rolls behind the net. Norsemen find it first. Farrell flips out to neutral. Tauros dump it right back in. It'll bounce to the front of the net, and as pressure arrives, Leiden decides to play. Kept by Solominski. Solo runs into Jochums, his own man, but still manages to get the puck down the wall to Ramirez. Ramirez met by a pair of Norsemen. Puck chipped to the far side. Ori lets it roll, but it didn't have enough to get back to Solominski, and now Farrell takes the Norsemen the other way. Soft chip for Tang. Tang gets there, moves up the wall. Ori pinned there. Puck did not stay there, however, despite the ongoing battle along the boards. Comes back to Ori. He gets a stick and then pokes it out. Ori able to chip. He's got Ramirez joining him. 2-on-1 if the Tauros Ori. Ori's pass across didn't connect. Tauros getting some pucks and good scoring chances, but not pulling the trigger just like there by Ramirez. At some point, just shoot. Far side. Ori doing good work in the corner. Then gets tackled cleanly. This is Morelli. Morelli also getting tied up by Geyer this time. Puck squirts free. Affonen down the wall, then guides it back to the point. And Dawson with a nice move. Hands to Affonen, then it's fed to the middle. Tauros getting a ton of zone time, but not getting pucks directed towards the cage. They're passing up shooting opportunities right now. Here's a quick up for Affonen. Affonen didn't catch it cleanly. He did touch it into the zone to negate the icing. Geyer spins it back to the near side. Dawson has it chopped off his stick. Bugeaud into the corner. Kenny working against him. Turned over. Right back to Tanner Hunt. Hunt watched by Morelli. Can't get away from him. And it's Dawson on the far side for Vikland, who's able to jam it out to neutral. Morelli finds it 1-on-1 into the zone. Norsemen get back. Morelli just spins it down the wall. Affonen can't get there. He does take it away. Affonen plays it up top for Kenny. Kenny looking for a lane. Plays it cross. It's booted towards the goal. Bouncing puck. Tauros can't find it. Kenny does. Hammers a shot that's blocked to the corner. It was Bees who blocked it. Far side. Jammed ahead. It does get out to neutral. Ty James on it there. He comes across. Vikland turns back into the zone. Marlon Edwards up on the pressure, so is Zugek, but the puck thrown to the near side. They've got Hunt. Hunt watched by Ty James. Ty James separates him from the puck and then takes it away. Chips to the far side. Marlon Edwards finds Zugek. Zugek trying to drive the net. He's forced wide nicely by Easterbrooks. Puck taken back by Riley Fast. He's pressured by Nichols. Jams it down the ice. Sandu finds it. He's got Crane going to the front, but he fell down, did Sandu. Crane hit hard, and then, my goodness, Davin Nichols opened the door. He hit him so hard, and that leads to a whistle as Nichols went for a walk outside of the rink. Here's another look. This is into the corner. Pikic plays for Prima, but it's cut off by Karch. He'll dump it down low to Crane. Fate and Pikic there for the Tauros. Crane and Karch for the Norsemen. Liberty tax time. 10:40 left to go here in period number 2. Tauros lead 1-0 on Zugek's 4th of the season. Puck still tied up along that near wall. Meanwhile, Karch takes a run at Fate. And Nichols makes him pay for that life choice. And he does it again. Delayed call coming, and then Solominski puts Crane down hard, and the Tauros will be shorthanded. It's a slash. Who are they taking? They're taking Solominski. Lucas Smeestad checking in from back in the Magic City. Speaking of the Magic City, Tauros will be wearing the gold Magic City jerseys next weekend when the Tauros return home to take on these Norsemen. Here's another look at Davin Nichols, reminding the Norsemen that he's just bigger and stronger than them. 10:09 left to go here in the second. Tauros shorthanded for the second time this evening. A shot save made by Russley. Rebound controlled by Shaw. Shaw looks across to the far side. Fast walks in, drops to the goal line, swept to the middle. Tauros' Ty James blocked it nicely. Hunt finds it in the corner. Plays it back to the point. It gets out. Good pressure from Ramirez, forcing the Norsemen back. Carried ahead by Nichols. Christian Nichols for the Norsemen. Dumped in. Hunt throws it on net. Save made by Russley. Morelli's clearing attempt was blocked by Warren. Second try kept in by Shaw. Dane Ramirez pressuring. Christian Nichols keeps it. Hands to Hunt. Hunt forced to turn in the near corner. Gives back to Christian Nichols. Christian Nichols down the wall to the hash marks. Now he'll look up top for Shaw. Shaw looking for a lane. It deflects off traffic. Up and out of play. Minute 5 left on the Papa John's PK. Tauros lead 1-0. Draw to the left of Russley. Jammed ahead. Gallivan. Hands to Sandu. Sandu back up top. Gallivan at the blue line. Tries the far side. They come near circle. Sandu looks for a shot. It's blocked by traffic. Pinball's in the slot, and Tauros find it. Owen Dawson sends it down. Jockums and Edwards could have had a 2-on-1 if the Tauros had taken a minute, but you'll never fault a penalty killer for just firing it out of the zone either. 37 seconds left on the Papa John's PK. Easterbrooks ahead. Hands off, far side. Norsemen gain the zone. Tauros take it away, and Edwards will make him chase. Jockums up on the pressure. Forcing lead into play to the near side. Gallivan into the zone, gives to Crane. 15 ticks left to talk as the pass takes Sandu out of the zone. He comes across for Crane. Crane gains the line, but he's forced to turn by Edwards. Puck to the far side. Jax Warren on it. Jams it around to the near side. Will it get by Crane? It will, and it gets out to neutral just as the Tauros come full strength. Solominski paroled from hockey jail. It's up ice for Kenny. Kenny leaves off far side. They've got Prima going backside. The pass was long for him. Zugek pokes that free. Prima pinching down the wall. Nichols there as well. It finds Zugek in the corner. Zugek trying to move it for Nichols. Nichols coming out from behind the net looking for a tip from Prima. He doesn't get it. Near side, Zugek leaves down the wall. Prima rings it down low. Nichols plays the body, but the puck moves to the near side wall. Prima steps in. Zugek can't keep it. Pikic touches it into the zone. Tauros chase, but Gallivan's back on it. Second period of the long change as the Tauros take this back. Nichols lost the handle. Made even longer here in this building, as like many other rinks, as Pikic just got dumped. Tauros will go to the power play as the Norsemen touch. Palindrome on the clock, 7:07 to play. To finish my thought on the long change, just like in North Iowa and Austin, as well as Bismarck, the penalty boxes are between the benches here, which means you don't just have to get to the red line, you have to get almost to your own blue line before you can jump off the ice. Tauros to the power play for the third time this evening, first time this period. It's Karch to the box. We'll hear from Presley Davis at the next whistle with another update, as it looks like, despite media timeouts being on the agenda, they're not being used. This is Ty James. Hands for Ori. Ori across for Edwards. Edwards drops the goal line quickly in front. Sashayed away by Leiden. Ori, shot blocked. It'll carry him to the near side wall, and it gets fired the length of the ice. That one looked like it was out of play over the glass and somehow fluttered back into the playing surface. Just a knuckler that was thrown out. Meanwhile, Ori dumps this on net, and it'll be gobbled up by Leiden. Let's send it over to Presley.
Thanks, Ken. One of the biggest things coming into this season with Coach Ebner being the new head coach was what the team's identity was going to be, and especially with such a young team. And I spoke to him today about what that identity is through the first 13 games of the season, and he said that they don't know exactly where they want to be with the identity, but they do know that they have to have just enough aggression and also physicality to fully be engaged in what they want. Back to you, Ken.
Thank you, Presley. Pikic and Solo playing catch up top. Now they hand it to Fate up top for Solominski. Solo not finding near the space he was getting before earlier in the season on the power play. Looks like teams have watched tape of that Austin weekend. This is Fate with a shot that's blocked, and the rebound cleared. Still 52 seconds on the power play. Solominski. Starts the Tauros up. Hands off to Fate. Fate dumps it. It hits a body. Poked along, and unfortunately for the Tauros, it gets out to neutral, but taken right back by Solominski. Solominski carries down low, leaves for Fate. Fate rings to Pikic. Pikic at the near point. Hands down the wall for Fate. Fate back up top, Pikic to the middle, and Solominski. Solo gives to Prima. 15 seconds on the power play. Up top, Solominski. One-timer. Save made by Leiden. The rebound cleared to the half wall. Still 9 seconds on the power play. Prima drops down low. Prima gives it up Zugek, who tried to go back to Solominski. The pass was off the mark. Norsemen return to full strength. Solominski gathers. Tauros get out to neutral, but not much farther before it's taken back. Turned right back over to Solominski. Prima pokes for Habla. Habla turning in the corner. Crane takes over, near side. Looks to exit the zone. Gets hit hard by Jochums for the effort. Schwarz back on it. Fires one up. Prima turning. Prima wanted to hand it Jochums, but flubbed the pass. Chased it down himself and comes near side Schwarz. Schwarz dumps that into the far corner. Bees lost it to Jochums. Jochums then hit hard from behind along the boards. The Norsemen start out. Sandu dumps it. Crane hits Schwarz early. This is Ramirez up ice. Lost the handle. It's Bugeaud dropping it across for Geyer, whose big pass hit the referee, allowing Jochums to take over. There's some piece of equipment laying on the ice. This is up top. Kenny flicks it down low. It didn't connect with Ramirez. Far side, Ty James sends it down to the corner. Tauros were mid-change, and the pass for Ori ends the offensive opportunity. 3:25 left to go here in period number 2. Tauros come near side, Ty James. Up ice, Affonen. Affonen spun off the puck by Geyer. Stenberg there to help out. Flattery, far side corner, will start the Norsemen up ice. Pass ahead for Farrell. Farrell gets through Kenny. Shot goes wide. I was screened by the shooter. I don't know if Russley made a play on it or if it just completely missed wide. Tauros float this out to neutral. Bouncing puck. Ori trying to kick it up the wall. It's poked into the Tauros zone, then taken back. Affonen. He's got Morelli going to the net. Pass broken up. Morelli drops it back. Shot fought off. Rebound in behind. Freed up for Affonen. Affonen back to the point in Pajkic. Pajkic to the middle. Zugek hands off far side. Solominski shot save made. Rebound covered for a whistle. 2:31 left to go here in period number 2 as we get another look at the scoring chance for the Norsemen and Wyatt Farrell. He just missed it wide as I get a look at the replay. 2:31 left to go in a quick-moving second period. Quick-moving game overall, 8:18. Palindrome on the real clock with 2:29 left to go here in the period. We've only been playing for an hour 20, and we're almost through the second. This is Pajkic. Sweeps across. Long shot missed high and wide. Touched in front. Edwards couldn't find it. Norsemen bank it out to neutral. Pajkic on it there. Pajkic across for Solominski. Solominski sends it down the ice. No icing as it went right through the defender. This one poked up and out of play by Zugek. 1:56 left to go here in the second period. Shots 14-12 in favor of the Tauros, and Tauros with 7 shots each period. But the number I'm most impressed by tonight, more than anything, is the 12. Tauros had routinely been giving up over 30-35 shots a game, and of course, the story a few weeks ago, Brian Cook stopping 73 shots in Austin. So that's a hand pass, and the whistle goes. So that be almost through 2 periods and have limited the Norsemen to just 12 shots on goal. Is an encouraging number on the Tauros' ability to clean up the defensive zone over the last couple weeks of practice. Draw right here in front of us. Fate gets help from Nichols. Tauros control on the far side. Another official hit with a puck. This time it was a linesman. And again, I think some of that you can blame on the building, as this is Bugeaud. You can't throw the pucks as high as you normally would. Tauros get a 2-on-1. Nichols has Primo with him. Nichols looking to pass again. And the Tauros take a 2-on-1 and don't get a shot on goal. Bouncing puck into the offensive zone for the Norsemen. Schwarz picks it up, gets tied up by Hunt. Puck taken away, Sandu. Bugeaud dumps it down low. Schwarz been there, Bugeaud finds it, backhand try, stopped with the paddle. Final minute of play brought to you by our friends at Northern Plains Equipment as this pass finds Prima in neutral. Prima just dumps it. Tauros want to change. Ahead. Sandu. Forced down the wall. Big collision. Kenny takes a man to the corner. Sandu puts it in front and unable to pull off the Zugek move was Farrell. And now Hart is going to draw a penalty as it's Jockums will go for holding, I believe. .4 left to go here in period number 2. Draw to the right of Russley. Morelli wins it back to the corner. Norsemen find it. Poke it back to Gallivan. Far side, shot coming. That goes up and over. Rebound back in front. Crane pitchforks himself into the ice, attempting to fire the rebound into the empty side of the net. Final 6 seconds. Shot sashayed to the corner by Russley. And the horn will sound to end the period. 40 minutes in the books. Tauros lead 1-0. They will be on the Papa John's penalty kill for minute 36 in period number 2. We will send you out to a quick break. When we come back, Presley Davis will be ice level with Gabriel Kenny.
The Four Bears Casino Sportsbook has a new look. Enjoy Vegas-style betting in comfort. Play and qualify to win trips to Vikings or Raiders NFL games. Order a drink at the dedicated bar. Then kick back in a lounger and watch the full wall display. Feel the action all the way to the final moment and claim your winnings. Book it for private draft parties or game day too. Visit the remodeled Sportsbook at Four Bears Casino and Lodge, 4 miles west of Newtown.
Is someone in your life using opioids? Know the signs of an overdose: limp body, slow breathing, or vomiting. Step 1 is to call 911 and give them naloxone. It will reverse an overdose, so it can be used even if you're unsure whether they're overdosing or not. Request a free 2-dose naloxone kit now at hhs.nd.gov/opioids.
Welcome back inside the MAC here in St. Cloud. We've got the Farmers Union intermission interview. Send it down to Presley Davis.
Thanks, Ken. I think every time I do an interview, I need a step stool. I think they just keep getting taller and taller each time. But I'm joined here with Gabriel Kenny. Now, Kenny, what's the biggest difference maker in this game compared to past games?
I think we got a lot of speed going through the neutral zone right now. We're able to execute on our breakouts, and we're establishing a solid forecheck, and that's slowly tearing them away. And it's some good positives we're going to keep going here with.
And then how proud are you of the team's compete level the first 40 minutes of play?
Couldn't be more proud. It's obviously it takes a lot to compete. You got to put your body on the line, but the boys are starting to do that night in and night out, and it's awesome to see.
All right, thanks, Kenny. Good luck. Back to you, Ken.
Presley, you can always stand behind the bench too. There's a riser there. If you're behind the bench and they're in front, you close that height gap just a little bit as a fellow short person. But we'll send it out to break when we come back. Olivia Tosto has the Four Bears Casino and Lodge intermission report after these messages.
We often think of frontiers as pages in a history book, a time gone by. But even in this modern world, there are new frontiers to conquer. Whether you're tending the land to grow a better tomorrow or growing a business for new opportunities, the work you do powers the world. Exploring the frontier means stepping forward, shaping the future for yourself and for those around you. First International Bank and Trust, helping you live first, one step at a time.
Since 2003, the architects and engineers at Ackerman Esvold have been enhancing everyday life. From response times to commute times, we've helped create critical infrastructure, enhancing highway safety, flood protection, and public education. And we're no stranger to enhancing fun, family outings, and even game time. Ackerman Esvold, working to enhance your everyday life.
Circle Sanitation is a locally owned family business providing quality waste hauling services since 1980. We provide service to residential and commercial customers, as well as roll-off service for large projects and construction sites. We are dedicated to providing excellent service at competitive prices without deceptive contracts or hidden fees. For more on what Circle Sanitation can do for you, call us or visit circlesanitation.com. The Four Bears Casino Sportsbook has a new look. Enjoy Vegas-style betting in comfort. Play and qualify to win trips to Vikings or Raiders NFL games. Order a drink at the dedicated bar. Then kick back in a lounger and watch the full wall display. Feel the action all the way to the final moment and claim your winnings. Book it for private draft parties or game day too. Visit the remodeled Sportsbook at Four Bears Casino and Lodge, 4 miles west of Newtown.
Is someone in your life using opioids? Know the signs of an overdose: limp body, slow breathing, or vomiting. Step 1 is to call 911 and give them naloxone. It will reverse an overdose, so it can be used even if you're unsure whether they're overdosing or not. Request a free 2-dose naloxone kit now at hhs.nd.gov/opioids.
A state-of-the-art hospital and medical office building built with you in mind. The new healthcare campus and medical district, now open in Minot. Trinity Health, making more possible.
Welcome back to the Four Bears Intermission Report. It's Olivia Tosto. To recap, we have no scoring in the second. We had Brady Zujak getting that goal for the Tauros in the first. And then, like I said, a scoreless second. To go over some penalties, we're seeing Tanner Hunt got 2 different penalties. Well, it's, I guess, 1 penalty. Unsportsmanlike conduct as well as slashing. Then we had Luca Ori get a slashing as well in the first. And then in the second, Michael Solominski also getting slashing. Sam Karch getting interference, and then Braden Jacobs checking from behind. So we are going to start that third period on the penalty kill. Obviously, not the best thing for the Tauros to see, but we've also seen a lot of success in our penalty kill. To touch on some of the out-of-town and D1 scores, first score I want to talk about is the Sacred Heart versus Holy Cross. For everyone who doesn't know, Brian Cook, number 44, our goalie, has committed to Holy Cross. Obviously, super happy for him. That game is currently tied 2-2 heading into overtime. Then to also go on the St. Cloud game that, as we know, we are in St. Cloud. They are playing Western Michigan. That is also tied 2-2 about halfway through the second. Then another game, we have Arizona State versus Miami, Ohio. Arizona State won that 4-1. The UND game, I just got a request from Cody to hit. The UND game is, UND is currently down 1-0 against Duluth. To also go over some of the out-of-town NAHL scores, let's see who we have on this Halloween night. We have the North Iowa Bulls and the Minnesota Mallards. At the end of the seconds, the North Iowa Bulls pulled ahead 5-1, obviously a big change after what we saw last check-in. Austin against Watertown. Austin is still leading 1-0. That game is also at the end of the second. Wisconsin Wendigo is leading 3-1 against the Springfield Junior Blues with about 5 minutes and 30 seconds left in the second. Have to shout out the Janesville Jets. Kobe, I know you'd want to hear that. They are currently tied with the Minnesota Wilderness 1-1 with about 11 minutes left to go in the second. Bismarck is currently beating Aberdeen 3-1 with about 12 minutes to go in the second. And it looks like we have some more games coming later. I know currently Chippewa is in Alaska, so obviously those games will be super interesting. It looks like they are playing at Fairbanks tonight. We are going to send it out to a quick break, but we'll be right back with more Minotauros hockey.
passionate about this community.
We're very close-knit. A lot of us are heavily involved with sports, volunteer opportunities. It helps us build bonds within the community.
Yes, I work at Dakota West, but I'm also a member. Whatever I do affects myself and my family. We're all in this together. I think it's important to have that integrity.
When you carry blue, you get a devoted team backing you up, focused on you and your well-being, making it easier and affordable for you to make health a priority. When you carry blue, you get a health plan that anticipates your challenges, that's helping shape the future of healthcare, with more helpful tools and resources so you can get the most out of your benefits and focus more on living your best life. Find your plan today. Blue Cross Blue Shield of North Dakota. Carry blue, carry on.
Hey Tauros fans, welcome to Caves, your home ice advantage for home technology, home convenience, and home entertainment. From game day on the big screens, to smart home upgrades, to keeping your house secure, plus car audio and a huge selection of game room gear and accessories, our team sets you up with a winning game plan. Stop by Caves in Minot or visit us at cavesnd.com. With Caves, you will always be in the game. Go Minotauros!
And we are back with the Four Bears Casino and Lodge intermission report. The first thing I want to go over is Ken's home key group keys to the game. Get low. We have had over 4.5 stoppages due to these low ceilings, so that was over 4 if the over-under. That is definitely one to keep an eye out for here. You know, that's a different play compared to home at the Mesa. Definitely super high ceilings. We rarely are seeing that kind of play there. Create energy. You know, we've really felt it on the bench. We can hear them communicating and talking. Definitely something we want to see more of. As I'm sure Ken has talked about, it is pretty empty in here. Obviously coming off a huge home game weekend at the Mesa, Trunk or Treat, one of the biggest events. Then coming here and having that little bit of quietness. Different play, you know, have to really create their own energy on the bench, which I know is what Mike Meredith was telling the boys coming onto the ice right before the game. The last one was discipline, and you know, the Tauros have been shorthanded 52 times, which after tonight currently is at 55 times this year, which is the most in the division. So definitely looking to stay disciplined and keep those boys out of the box as much as possible. We did have Braden Jockums and Michael Solominski both getting penalties in the second, so hopefully in the third, definitely Tauros are hoping to stay out of the bench. We will be starting with Braden Jockums in the box, which is obviously not what we want to see. But something huge is Braden Jockums is back. Obviously, he's been out for, I think, 4.5 weeks, if I'm correct. So I know he was definitely excited to be back in Minot and playing with the guys. Obviously, being here before, definitely someone the Tauros love to have on the ice. To go over the Four Bears over-unders, we had Tauros goals set at 3.5. We're currently at 1 still, so obviously looking like it could be the under, but hopefully we'll have an intense third period, and anyone who guessed the over will get that. Then we have Tauros shots on goal, currently at 14, and we need, I think, we're 14. Was set at 27.5, so we would need double the shots we've had so far in these last 20 minutes to see that over. And then we just went over the low ceiling stoppages. That has been, you know, already over and probably will continue to go up. Obviously, definitely a funny one to have on there. To also touch on, if you have not gotten an Ooftis jersey and that is something you're looking at, make sure you head over to Dash. I don't know if Kobe has something to show us. He does. Give him 1 second. Make sure you scan that QR code and get that bid in. I think that ends tomorrow night as well at 9:30 like it did last week. Sounds like it. And make sure you get your bids in. These will have no name bars, so obviously if you just have a lucky number and you see it, definitely get your bids in. These jerseys were so incredible to see. If you guys were not tuning in last period or last intermission during the break, we showed a pumpkin carving video. We had 6 Toro players carve pumpkins. We're going to go ahead and show you guys part 2 of that. So take a look and then we'll be back.
Buddy, we're team sandpaper. There's. I left hands. And water.
Definitely a super fun video to film, and I feel like there was so much content that came out of that. If you haven't seen the behind the scenes on TikTok, make sure you head over and see that. And then in approximately 3 minutes, you'll be seeing the voting live on Instagram story, and I think it'll be out on Facebook as well. So make sure you head over and get your votes in. Obviously, I don't think Presley and I have set a winning trophy for the boys yet, so definitely we'll have to let them know. I know one of their favorites is always a Qdoba meal, obviously, something the hockey players love here. Then that will do it for the second period intermission report. We're going to send it out to a break and be back for puck drop of the third.
Hi, I'd like to add my new motorcycle to my insurance policy, please.
Greetings. Is it a moped or unicycle?
No, it's a motorcycle.
Unicycling enhances core body strength.
No, it's a motorcycle. It has 2 wheels, a seat, handlebars.
Does it have rocket boosters?
Can I speak to a live agent?
Impossible. All agents have been neutralized.
At Farmers Union Insurance, technology is important, and so is finding the best options for our clients, person to person. Farmers Union Insurance. Local agents, more options, great rates.
At Northwest Tire, we're part of your community, and we want you to be part of our family. We're about more than tires. We're about superior customer service to keep your vehicles and equipment safely rolling down the road. If you'd like to join a company that truly cares for our customers and employees, come work with us and become part of our growing family. Apply at nwtire.com.
Northwest Tire keeps you rolling down the road.
Hey Tauros fans, welcome to Caves, your home ice advantage for home technology, home convenience, and home entertainment. From game day on the big screens, to smart home upgrades, to keeping your house secure, plus car audio and a huge selection of game room gear and accessories, our team sets you up with a winning game plan. Stop by Caves in Minot or visit us at cavesnd.com. With Caves, you will always be in the game. Go Minotauros!
A better smile isn't just about how you look, it's about how you feel. At Prestwich Orthodontics, we believe straight teeth lead to more than confidence. They lead to better health, higher quality of life, and a stronger you. From Invisalign to braces, our care is built around improving your life, not just your smile. Because when you feel good, you live better. Start your journey today at mynotbraces.com.
My family is what matters. Always has been. The family you choose. And the family you create. That's why I do it. Why I put on the uniform and serve. I do it to give them a future. Because no matter what I do, I always put my family first. So I can plan for their tomorrow by taking care of today.
A financial future worthy of your service.
Being Bison alumni, both Hunter and I know what's important.
Giving back to our community,
supporting others,
and always being someone you can depend on.
Like First Western always says,
you can bank on us.
People you know, teammates you trust.
First Western, you can bank on us.
In life, there's good, better, and the best. The same theme applies for our car and light truck tires at Northwest Tire. We offer you good tires, better tires, and the best tires. Which choice is right for you? That depends on your tire performance needs and your budget. The choice is yours. Come in and talk to one of our tire experts, and we'll help you decide which tire is best for you.
When you carry blue, you get a devoted team backing you up, focused on you and your well-being, making it easier and affordable for you to make health a priority. When you carry blue, you get a health plan that anticipates your challenges, that's helping shape the future of healthcare, with more helpful tools and resources so you can get the most out of your benefits and focus more on living your best life. Find your plan today. Blue Cross Blue Shield of North Dakota. Carry blue. Carry on.
Welcome back inside the MAC in St. Cloud. Tauros lead 1-0 through 40 minutes of play as we get ready to drop the puck on period number 3. We've got some more fans checking in. Kim Bartel is in Bozeman. Jill Brault tuned in from Janesville, Wisconsin. The Barnharts are in Minot. Larry King is in Minot. Ray and Carson checking in from the Magic City. Someone named Adam Mahler is tuned in tonight. He's asking where Smallsy's at. And then John Small says, hi, Adam. Sally B and the Chicago crew aboard as well. Tauros still on the kill for a minute 20 as the Norsemen set up their power play in the Toro zone. You see the Toro alum hanging out in the chat. This is Gallivan. Looks far side, pass back across the near side, and Sandu, his shot goes wide. Easterbrooks finds it on the far side half, kicks down low. Back to Sandu, up at the blue line. Sandu touches across, a good poke by Ramirez, gets that out to neutral. 52 seconds left on the Papa John's PK as Ramirez's pressure forces Gallivan all the way back into the St. Cloud zone. He drops it back. Ramirez almost picked it off. Easterbrooks hands off near side. Tauros pressure there, force it out to neutral. Bugeaud chips it back into the Toro end, and Gabe Kenny quickly sends it all the way down ice. Lean forgot they were on the power play, was trying to signal for an icing. None coming. Christian Nichols up the near side, watched by Owen Dawson. It'll ring to the far side. Gabe Kenny sweeps it up the wall, and Ramirez punches it 200 feet. 13 seconds left on the Papa John's PK here on Halloween. Tauros lead 1-0. Brady Zugek's fourth of the season, the difference thus far. Far side, Tanner Hunt chops it into the zone. Tauros come full strength. Braden Jockham's out of the box, bouncing puck in front. A follow-up try hit the official in the stomach, and he blows the whistle as he falls down. Oh, man. Do you have another look at that one, Kobe? A weird carom off the end wall, and then a slap shot that went well wide and has dropped tonight's official to the ice. I'm impressed he had the presence of mind to blow the whistle. Based on where he's got the trainer working on him, I think it caught him in the collarbone, which couldn't have been fun. Yeah, right in the collarbone, and Kobe Brault informs me it only takes 10 pounds of pressure to break a collarbone. I'm not sure I want to know why Kobe knows that. So the official is headed to the penalty box. He's readjusting his protective gear, and he'll stay in this game. So draw to the left of Russley. Kicks back to the point. Long shot blocker save. Rebound to the near side. Jammed up the wall, not out. Flaherty keeps it. Puts it towards the front of the net. Norsemen shovel it wide. Zugek tries to flick ahead for Vikland, but it's blocked off. Down the wall it goes. Jax Warren, who We're going to hear, I believe, from Jax's grandparents in a moment. Several Toro families in attendance as this is Zugek. Puts it in front. It was tipped away from Marlon Edwards. Softly chipped to the Toro blue line. Pikich guides across. Solominski starts it up ice to no one in particular. That allows the Norsemen to take over. Dumped in, and that one is soaked up. Send it over to Presley Davis with a special guest.
Thanks, Ken. I'm joined with Jax Warren's dad and grandma. Now, what does it mean to be able to travel to these games since you are from Minnesota and be able to see him play?
Oh, it's always great to, a nice little 45-minute drive up. It's great to come see him being so far away normally. So, yeah, it's been fun to watch.
And then what's been your favorite memory of Jax's hockey career?
I've been thinking about that, and I got to say last year when he got the opportunity to come up and play his first game in Minot, him and I drove up last minute. He jumped right in the lineup and actually was lucky enough to get an assist in that game. So it was just fun to watch that and the whole atmosphere that Tauros bring to it.
All right, well, thank you so much for coming out, and I'm sure Jax appreciates it too. Back to you, Ken.
Thank you, Presley. Always great when we get to catch up with Toro families on the road. Also fun when they come out to Minot. Speaking of which, Toro's family weekend. Always in the second half of the season, March 6th and 7th this year. When the Mallards come to Minot, we'll have tons of festivities for the Toros players' families. Again, Toro families, those of you who are tuned in, that's not limited to mom and dad or brothers and sisters, aunts, uncles, cousins, grandparents, neighbors who are like third sets of grandparents. Everyone invited. Far side, Kenny hit hard in front of the Norseman bench by Crane, who is our Mosquito Joe pest of the game, living up to the billing. This is Habla, comes across the near side. Jockums hands off. Habla trying to return it to him. It's blocked off, and Ramirez couldn't find it. Speaking of Ramirez, talking about those Toro alum in the group chat, John Small predicting a Dane Ramirez goal here in the third. This is Jockums tied up, jams it back to the point. Long shots blocked off by traffic. It was Bees. Another puck, this one cleared out to neutral. Schwarz will retreat and retrieve. Banked across the near side. Ramirez dumps it into the near corner. Habla and Christian Nichols come together. Far side, bouncing puck. Ramirez delivers a good hit, but the puck jammed out to neutral. Love seeing the Toro alum interacting with the fans in the chat as well. Down low. Out from behind, a jam shot. That's stopped by Russley. It was Tommy Enrito coming out from behind the cage, playing his first game for the Norsemen. Behind the net, Carter Williams. Walled up by Dawson, whose older brother played with Adam Mahler and John Small, I believe. Near side, this is Morelli. Morelli pushes play into the zone, drops for Ori. Banked in behind the net, it comes to the side of the cage where Leiden gets the glove over the top. 16-14, the shots on goal in favor of the Norsemen. It's the Toros lead 1-0 with 14:29 left here in the third. Here's the team leaders coming into play tonight. Fate, Prima, Solominski, and Zugek all tied with 10 points. Of course, Zugek picked up the only goal in this one, so he now leads the pack with 11. Vikland with 9 rounds out the leaders. Right now, Zugek is marked as unassisted. Zugek wins the draw, tries to put it in from below the goal line. And a quick save by Leiden, who then got kicked in the head by his own guy, Tyler Geyer. Draw to the left of Leiden. Here's another look at that quick scoring chance for Brady. 14:25 to go here in the third. Solominski with a shot that hits Bugeaud in the leg. Far side, Tanner Hunt tries to chop it up the wall. Pikic keeps it and flips it deep. Took a big hit to make that play. Zugek looking in front. He wanted Vikland. It was tipped. Solominski pinches down, gloves it down to the stick. They put it in front. Doesn't go for Marlon Edwards on the doorstep on the quick one-time redirect. Solo plays across the blue line to Pikic. Pikic dumps it in. Down low, it's Marlon Edwards at the hash marks turning. Feeds Vikland for a shot that hits a body and caroms to the near corner. Solominski fans on the shot, and now the Norsemen trying to turn the other way. Tanner Hunt into the zone. Can't split the Tauros defense. Solominski hands to Edwards. Edwards turns away from pressure. Plays up the wall. He finds Zugek. Zugek gains the red line and chips it deep. Vikland will pursue while the rest of the Tauros change. Bees cuts to the middle of the ice. Then plays across to the near side. Flattery trying to dance into the zone. He lost the handle. Tauros throw to the far wall. Jammed ahead, and Fate picks up and speeds ahead. Fate to the middle of the ice. Davin Nichols couldn't collect. Near side, Ty James pinches down. Bees turns away from James and plays it behind the Norseman net. Bees throws it to the near side. That missed everyone. Hart chases it down, hands off Flattery. Flattery tries to play to the middle. A good skate by Kenny. Deflects that pass. Tauros break it up in front of the net before the Norseman can pull the trigger, and it's an up ice for Nichols. Pass was long. Fast. Retreats behind the cage. Plays to the far side. He put Hart on the tracks for Nichols, and Hart bailed on that puck when he heard the footsteps coming. Dumped down low. Near side. Flattery has it taken away. Tauros dump it right back in. Leiden out of his net to stop. 12:18 to play here in regulation. Fast-moving game. Far side, it's Fast into the zone. Hands off for Crane. Crane down to Fast. Shot off the outside of the net. Near corner, Karch. Hit hard by Morelli, and that'll draw a call. And the Tauros will be shorthanded. For the fourth time tonight, the Tauros to the kill. Charles Wilburn asking about the Norseman mascot banging the drum. I haven't even seen the Norseman mascot tonight. As we get another look at the hit by Morelli. Yeah, can't do that. That's generally frowned upon. Tauros win the draw and send the puck 200 feet. Leiden. Hands off for Gallivan. Will start up the middle of the ice. Alternate captain for the Norsemen. Hands off to Bugeaud. Shot is gobbled up by Russell, who holds for a whistle. Minute 41 left on the Morelli penalty. 11:37 here in regulation. I wonder if the mascot for the Norsemen, with it being Halloween, elected to come not in costume tonight. Norsemen control, long shot blocked by traffic, and a diving poke by Edwards clears it all the way down the ice. Norsemen start up the ice. Gallivan once again cuts the middle. Broken up by Edwards, but support came and it's carried into the zone by Easterbrooks. Easterbrooks plays it across to the near point. There was no one home for the Norsemen. .11:02 left to go here in the third. A minute 2 on the power play for the Norsemen, who appeared to be offside, but we play on. Crane back to the point. They come near side. Sandu walks in. His shot's blocked by Owen Dawson. Right back to Sandu, though, at the hash marks. Walks off the wall, then he spins back. Carries to the top of the circle, and then plays to the point. Easterbrook back to Sandu, top of the near circle. Shot Deflects off a body, lays loose in front. Russley kicks it to the corner. 35 ticks left to talk on the Papa John's PK. Norsemen look to the middle of the ice. Good diving poke by Jochums. Frees that puck up, and the Toros will ring it to the far side. It'll be kept nicely at the point by Easterbrooks. He hands down the wall. Gallivan looking to the middle of the ice. It's tipped by a stick up and out of play for a whistle. Just 19 seconds left to go on the Papa John's PK. Let's send it back to Presley Davis. Press, what do you got for us?
Thanks, Ken. Assistant coach Mike Meredith told me that this period they're really leaning on making good plays in the offensive zone. He said they haven't been getting shots, so he wants to see some more opportunities created. But one thing they have been doing was giving up too many shots. So he said that they're really happy with how they've been this game, defending their end. And so far, so good. Back to you, Ken.
Thank you, Presley. 12 seconds left on the power play for the Norsemen. That dangerous feed didn't get redirected. But another good scoring chance. Shot kicked away with the right leg by Russley. 2 seconds, 1. Toros get Morelli back. Toros come full strength. Shot save made. Rebound hacked to the far wall. Ramirez banks out to neutral. Thrown to the near side and fast. Shots on goal, 20-16 in favor of the Norsemen. Toros lead 1-0. Far side, carried to the near by Zugek. He chips off the boards, couldn't chase it down himself. Christian Nichols kept it. Puck thrown in front of the Toro net, picked up by Habla with speed. Habla gains the red line, dumps it deep. It'll bank to the side of the net for a quick cover by Leiden. 9:26 left to go here in the third. Toros still lead 1-0. The quick goal in this one by Zugek, as that's poked towards the net. That is the only goal of this game. Helps the Toros keep a good streak alive. The Toros have not been shut out by this organization since April 9th of 2022. When Ethan Dahlmeyer stopped 29 shots. Drawn to the left of Leiden. Plays to the far side. Dumped back in. Up ice, good read by Marlon Edwards. Hands to Zugek. Zugek in, shot, diving poke. Good stick there. And someone else's stick broke. It was Stanberg, actually, probably from blocking that shot. Up ice, Flattery. Looks to leave it up the far wall. Toros jam it up ice, but not out. Another shot save made. Norseman control, far point. Easterbrooks walks to the middle, looking for a lane. Shot redirect, goes up and out of play. So, just looking, I said it's been a while since the Norsemen have shut out the Toros. It was back in 2022. Austin, Aberdeen, Bismarck have all shut the Toros out since. The North Iowa Bulls, Minnesota Mallards, and Watertown Shamrocks have all never shut out the Toros. This is Prima. So of teams that have shut out the Toros in the division, the Norsemen with the longest streak since they have. Touched ahead up the far side, but Ty James able to take that away. Banked into the zone somehow. That stayed in play. Norsemen send it back down to the Toro end. Russley stops. Kenny guides it back to Ty James, who's met immediately by Sandu. Puck to the middle of the ice. Good read by Prima. Denies Bugot the scoring chance, and now Ori up on the pressure, forces Gallivan to turn. He jams out to neutral. Morelli can't hunt it down. Tanner Hunt does. Hunt working on Ty James. James pins him along the boards. Morelli steps in and helps out. He guides it to the far corner, and Kenny played it up ice for Affonen, who was met before he could gain possession. Christian Nichols dumps it in. Awkward Karam off a stanchion, checks up behind the net. Gabe Kenny leaves it, turned over. Sandu feeds it in front. No one home for the Norsemen, but it comes back to Sandu. Drops it back to the point. Up top, Christian Nichols, long shot through traffic. Tip out front, punched with the paddle to the corner by Russley. 3-on-2 for the Toros if they hurry. Morelli forced wide, then tried to feed it in for Affonen. Another odd man rush for the Toros that results without a puck being fired towards the net. Banked the Toro blue line. Owen Dawson looking up ice. And that will go for an icing. Icing's brought to you by our friends at Minot's Finest Collision Center. Dane Stagg asking how many games the Toros have played where the score was 0-0 going into overtime. This is a shot blocked to the point. Ori trying to gather and go. And it's an offside play. I don't have that number offhand. Just quickly scrolling through. I took a look. There's only been two now. 3 games between the Toros and the Norsemen that were 1-0 finals. I don't know. Let's see. 1 was regulation. 2, all 3 finished in regulation. And what should be a surprise to no one, I have an absolutely insane spreadsheet that breaks down the history of every game the Toros have ever played. Probably can't go through all of it here in game, but I can definitely have an answer for you, Dane, tomorrow night. Ty James takes over, and this puck that was chipped to the Toro end leaves it at the side of the net for Habla. Habla turns, 336 seconds left to go in regulation as Habla chips that into the offensive zone. Dane Ramirez after it as well. Big hit delivered by Dane, frees it up for Habla. Habla turns it down low for Ramirez. Ramirez finds it on the near side half wall, sweeps it up to the point in Ty James. Long shot, save made, no rebound given. As the whistle goes, let's send it back to Presley Davis. Presley, what do you got for us?
Thanks, Ken. In the spirit of Halloween, I had to ask assistant coach Mike Meredith what his favorite costume has been that he's ever dressed up as, and he said from the 1st through 4th grade he was Harry Potter, which is so funny. I haven't seen the movies, but I know a lot of people usually have that Harry Potter dress up, and in Universal Studios you can get the wands now, so definitely perfect for costumes these days.
Wait, Presley, you've never seen the Harry Potter movies?
No, I haven't. I have not, unfortunately.
I mean, I am not the right, although a lot of people in my generation were, but I was a little old. My sister, who's 10 years younger than me, was all about the Harry Potter stuff.
We were more of a Star Wars family.
Star Wars family?
Yeah.
All right. This is Vickland after it. They ring it to the far side. Easterbrooks, long shot off the outside of the net. Norsemen still find it. It's jammed to the circle. Owen Dawson pokes it ahead and played with a high stick, so the whistle goes. 4:29 to go here in the third, and the draw comes out to neutral. Draw in front of the Toro bench. Davin Nichols finds it and punches it into the offensive zone. Shaw back on it. To the near side, throws it for Sandahu. Sandahu. Look in the middle. Ty James just got chopped down, and it leads to an offensive chance that the Norsemen somehow don't convert, but Ty James is still down behind the play. He was well ahead of the play when he got high sticked. And I think the linesman is going to call it. Maybe, maybe not. See if we have another look. Meanwhile, Bruce Hoffert checking in from the Burlington Haunted House. Here's another look. Up ice. You can't see it on camera. So the officials talking. I'll be honest, it was so far away from the puck, I didn't see it either. Presley, did you see it? No one up here saw it again. That tells you how far away from the puck it was as the officials discuss what they're going to do here. .4:11 left to go here in the third. Ty James, who's on that top pair with Gabe Kenny, is headed back to the locker room in a one-goal game, and now the officials have discussed, and referee Chriswell over to talk to Tyler Ebner. Who is nodding his head. Good news is this delay is long enough that Ty James is able to come back to the bench. So, no penalty. And we will resume play. Tauros protecting a one-goal lead here in the third. Sandu lost the handle. Solominski banked ahead. Nichols gloves down to the stick and then feeds Prima. Prima trying to cut to the middle. Hands off for Nichols, and it's whistled as an offside play at the blue line. Tauros just 3 shots on goal this period to 10 for the Norsemen. Morelli on the draw for the Tauros against Bugeaud. Far side, Dawson kicks it up the wall, then it gets by him for Sandu. Sandu turning, poked free, Jockums finds it. Jockums chips that in, it hits the linesman, but it lays free for Ramirez. Ramirez forced around behind the net. Looks up top, the pass takes Dawson out to neutral, he'll just fire it back in. Leadin, down low. Up for Sammy Crane. Crane working on Solominski. Good poke by Solo. Bit of a defense pair shuffle here. Ty James out with Solo. Now Gabe Kenny gets over the boards. Ramirez trying to chase this down. Got bumped off. And it's Christian Nichols. Nichols ahead. Dumps this in. Kenny on it. Tries to eat it along the boards. 3:07. We'll keep an eye on the net to our right. Tauros gain possession and jam this out to neutral. Ramirez gains the red line and sweeps it deep. Nichols delivers a hit down low. Zugek trying to get to this puck. Jammed along the wall. Marlon Edwards just got elbowed in the head by Fast. Out to neutral it goes. Karch. Stopped by Ty James. He rolls it deep. Solominski's on it. Solo. Up the near wall, didn't connect with Nichols. It was picked off instead by Stanberg. Tauros take it back. Up ice, it missed Nichols. Nichols throws it to the front. He wanted Zugek, but didn't connect. Puck to the near side. Sandu trying to cut to the middle. Solominski poking it free. The puck's in behind the net. Up top it goes. Long shot blocked by Edwards. Solominski finds the puck. Final 2 minutes here in regulation. Toros lead 1-0. Brady Zugek's fourth of the season, the only goal so far in this one. He turns that puck over, however, and it's carried in by Stanberg. Stanberg throws one on net to be gobbled up by Russley with 1:47 left to go here in the third. Shots now 24-17 in favor of the Norsemen, who I believe just used their timeout. Let's take a look back at the goals. We see Brian Cook sitting in the penalty box. Plenty of room on the benches. He's just making the choice, but here's a look at the goal that came all the way back in period number 1. It came just 7 minutes and 20 seconds into this game. Fate handed off to Zugek, and then Zugek just made the Norsemen look silly. And that's the only goal in this one so far. With 1:47 left in regulation, Toros with just 17 shots on goal. They've allowed 24. Leiden is over by the bench, but he's not in it yet. Referee blows the whistle to end the timeout, and now Leiden will hop over the boards. Extra attacker on. Kenny and James behind Ramirez, Jochums, and Morelli for the Toros. Joe Exeter goes with Bugeaud, Crane, Sandu, Easterbrooks, Hart, and Gallivan to round out the six-pack he pulls from the fridge. This one jammed ahead. It won't connect with Jochums. Bugeaud pressured by Jochums on the far side. He dumps it into the Toro zone. Ty James back on it. They dig in the near corner. I'm unfamiliar with Russley's puck playing ability. So we've still, as that's thrown up and out of play, we still have never had a goalie goal here in 15 years of Toro hockey. This probably not the building to get it done in with the low ceiling. I think Kobe Brault says that Lucas Swedin tried for one last year. As the Toros will take their timeout. He tried one in this building, I think. Let's take a look where we're at on the Forebears over-unders. Not a great night for Presley and I. Toros goals 3.5. We both went over right now. Toros sitting on 1. Good news is, for now, that's enough. Toros shots on goal 27.5. Toros sitting on 17. I think if the Toros get the over there, things will have gone very sideways. And total stoppages due to the low ceiling in St. Cloud, that was at 3.5. That did go over. Stick with us for the Forebears Casino and Lodge. Nope, Farmers Union postgame show. We'll announce the winner there. Also, you've got 1:14 to get your McDonald's Toros trivia question answers in. The Toros' recently broken record for saves in the game was 59. Which Toros goaltender set it? Nick Grabko, Merrick Madsen, Lucas Murray, or Tim Shaughnessy? You've got till the end of regulation to get your guess in, and we'll announce the correct answer and the winner on the Farmers Union postgame show. Puck is down. Play restarts. Net to our right is empty. 1:10 left in regulation. They dig behind the net. Jam play trying to get it to the front. Solo finds it. And Solominski able to clear. That'll roll, but it won't go far enough for an icing thanks in part to the snow. in front of the St. Cloud bench. Final minute to play, brought to you by our friends at Northern Plains Equipment, as Sandu tries to turn his own zone, pressured by Edwards. He'll drop it back to Gallivan. Gallivan tries the far side, fed to the middle, didn't connect with Brugot. Sandu punches it deep. Ty James tied up. Gabe Kenny finds it, uses the glass to bank that ahead. And now, from his knees, Zugek hits the empty net. Tauros should win. Just 30.8 remaining, as Zugek appears to have sealed it here in the third. Presley Davis's player to watch has both goals in this contest. Tauros. Ori plays this into the zone. Puck flips up in the air. Norsemen unable to gain possession. We're in the final 10 seconds, so the Tauros will hold on to win. Near side. Ori frees it up. Can't get it towards the cage. Doesn't matter. Tauros get the 2-0 win. Devin Russley, his first shutout for the Tauros. It is the Tauros' first shutout victory of the season. 24 stops made by Russley. It is the first time the Tauros have shut out the Norsemen since Lucas Swedin did it last January, making 23 stops. Not sure who Presley Davis will have. Maybe it'll be Russley. Might be Braden. See if we can grab a couple. Can we get Russley too? There's no time limit here. We can talk to more than one guy. All right. Let's send it down to Presley. Presley is with tonight's winning goaltender.
Thanks, Ken. Yes, I am joined with Devin Russley now. Walk us through that game. What were you seeing out there? How did you complete this shutout?
It was a team win for sure. Like, everyone's blocking shots, everyone's paying the price. I think it's our best game we played so far, so hoping to come back tomorrow and do it again.
And then for tomorrow, what is the key to keeping this momentum going?
Everyone did their job, and that's what we've been working on all week, just doing your job. So come back, same energy, just do it again.
All right, thank you. Congratulations.
That was Presley Davis with tonight's winning goaltender, Devin Russley. And now we're going to bring in Presley again, this time with Braden Jockums.
Yes, Ken. I'm joined here with Braden Jockums. Now, I'm sure all Tauros fans were super excited to see you back there on the ice, but how do you feel to be back on the ice with this team?
Yeah, it's awesome. I love these guys so much, and it sucked so much not being able to play with them and help them out. And to be back with this group of guys, it's so special, and it's hard to describe the feeling. It's just a blessing to be back and playing with them.
And then how does this win set the tone for the next 3 games against St. Cloud?
It doesn't change much. We still got to come out super hard. They're a very competitive, very skilled team, and it's going to take us playing at 110% to beat a team like that. And we know what we need to do to beat them, and we know we need to raise that bar even further tomorrow night because they're going to come out with a hard push. So we just have to play to the best of our ability and play together.
All right, well, welcome back. Back to you, Ken.
Thank you, Presley. We will send it out to commercial break when we come back. The Farmers Union postgame show after these messages here on the Minute Tauros Network.
The Four Bears Casino Sportsbook has a new look. Enjoy Vegas-style betting in comfort. Play and qualify to win trips to Vikings or Raiders NFL games. Order a drink at the dedicated bar. Then kick back in a lounger and watch the full wall display. Feel the action all the way to the final moment and claim your winnings. Book it for private draft parties or game day too. Visit the remodeled Sportsbook at Four Bears Casino and Lodge, 4 miles west of Newtown.
Circle Sanitation is a locally owned family business providing quality waste hauling services since 1980. We provide service to residential and commercial customers, as well as roll-off service for large projects and construction sites. We are dedicated to providing excellent service at competitive prices without deceptive contracts or hidden fees. For more on what Circle Sanitation can do for you, call us or visit circlesanitation.com.
At Northwest Tire, we have tires for everyone. Needs tires that are reliable and safe to get her family where they need to be. Needs a tire that's heavy duty for all of his off-roading adventures. Needs tires that can get him from point A to point B. No matter what you drive or your budget.
Northwest Tire keeps you rolling down the road.
When it's time to choose your team, you want to pick the best.
I pick Carson Wentz. I pick Hunter Lipke.
Where'd you come from? I was in football just like you.
Always choose people you know and trust for your team. First Western, you can bank on us.
Welcome back inside the MAC. Tauros win 2-0. Both goals from Brady Zugek. Let's take a look. The first one, an absolute highlight reel goal after Mario Fate was knocked down on the near side. Zugek picks up the loose puck. I think this will get changed to an assist by Fate, who actually fed it over to him, and then Zugek danced right through 4 Norsemen, including Beck Leiden, and then that's it. That was all the scoring until the final minute when Brady Zugek again would find a puck on the far side, win a battle along the boards, and send it all the way down into the empty net to ice this one away. Tauros get the win 2-0. Not a lot else to talk about, so let's just get you a wrap on those interactive games. The Four Bears over-unders. Under Toro goals 3.5. Under Toro shots 27.5, but it doesn't matter. Toros get the win. Over on the 3.5 stoppages due to the low ceiling here in St. Cloud. The winner, Franklin Booker, which I don't know that I've ever talked about this on the air, but the back end of our app system gives every user a random name. It's an adjective and then an animal. Franklin Booker's assigned nickname at random by our system is Clever Lobster. So, Franklin, if you're ever looking for a Halloween costume, you can be a Clever Lobster. The McDonald's Toros trivia question. The Toros' recently broken record for saves in the game was 59. It had been held by which Toro goaltender? Nick Grabko, Merrick Madsen, Lucas Murray, or Tim Shaughnessy? It was Tim Shaughnessy in year 1. Laurel Hyatt wins the free lunch from our friends at Dakota Drive. McDonald's fans, if you didn't play tonight, or even if you did and you didn't win, heck, even if you won, play again tomorrow night. Chance to win a stay-and-play package from our friends at Four Bears Casino and Lodge, or a free lunch from our friends at Dakota Drive McDonald's. And, of course, when we return home next weekend to take on these Norsemen, even more games like the Aspire Check-In to win, a chance to win a $25 Visa gift card, chance to win a Shields gift card with the first goal predictor, $10 to Buffalo Wild Wings if you correctly guessed the attendance. So a bunch of other games as well. VIP experience, over $500 worth of prizes when we play at home. So make sure, if you don't have the Toro Hockey mobile app, to get that downloaded and play along every time the Toros drop the puck. A chance for you to win prizes. And, of course, while you're in the app, check out the digital auction tab. A chance to get your last chance at the UFTA's jerseys that the Toros wore last weekend. Part of our new Trunk or Treat promotion. Every year the Tauros will be taking on an alternate identity. This year it was the North Dakota Ooftas. Sebastian absolutely knocked it out of the park with those sweaters, so get yours before they're gone via the digital auction tab or by scanning that QR code right there on your screen. But for Olivia Tosto, Presley Davis, Colby Brault on the 1s and 2s, I'm Ken Oda. Hoping you enjoyed the broadcast. We know you enjoyed the outcome. We'll talk to you tomorrow night, 6:30 puck drop, 6:15 Farmers Union pregame show right here on the Minotauros Network.